Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome to Exposing Powerful Lies. How's it going, y'all? How's it going? Let's just do that real quick. What's going on, everybody? Thank you all for being here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all, I just realized, like, very shortly before I went live, this is gonna make me angrier than I thought. He's live right now, attacking Abbott Trefon. So we're gonna have to look into that too. And look, I've never watched anything by this guy. Uh, Obviously, I heard about him because all the slander and the attacks and all that stuff. So I heard his name come up. I never watched anything by him. And just as I was pulling up the video to stream over here, I saw that he was live, and he's got just the thumbnail alone is enraging, dude. Abbott Trefon, such a nice dude, such a good dude, and he's just the thumbnail, man. It makes me mad. So I'm gonna try really hard. Today's gonna be an exercise in patience, in Christian humility, in the Jesus prayer. So hopefully keep my cool, stay calm, and let's just watch this stuff and go over it and see how long it takes before his points are just completely incoherent, and how long it takes for him to start lying. I'm sure he will do so within the first minute. So we'll see. Oh wait, no, sorry, I'm supposed to be in character. Actually, today we're here to expose Jay Dyer, the mean guy. He's so mean. Hurt my feelings, that's what we're here to do. Anyways, guys, before we get started, thank you all for being here. Please like and share. Subscribe to EPL Clips. Subscribe to our channel over on Rumble, Exposing Powerful Lies. If you guys like the show and you want to support, you can do so via the super chat links, which are in the description and in the live chat. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you want a piety signal, if you want a concern troll, you can do so via Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo. Amid the Ruin says, how can anyone take this Lofton guy seriously? Honestly, that's a good question. I think it just comes down to, well, I probably shouldn't say. Hey, what's up, Mark? That's right. We're doing a little bit of early for you over here on the East Coast. It's a chill noon stream. We're doing that laid back noon streaming today. So, anyways, this is the links for the super chats, y'all. Support the show. I want to say massive shout out and hellos to all of our homies in the chat. Chair Folders United. What's going on, brother? Slow Boy Whiteboard, who runs our Clips channel, EPL Clips. Love you, sister. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. Mark, love to see you here. Everybody, the Element, thank you guys so much for being here. Gonna try real hard. Not to get angry today, but we'll see how it goes. D Sims, I'm about to expose Jay, man. Here it comes, dude. Get ready. Get ready. All right, let's share the screen. I'm gonna show you guys before we get into the Jay stuff. I'm going to show you guys the thumbnail he's got for Abbott Trefon and why I'm so angry. Look at this. He's sitting here. Look at the face he's making. And he's got that picture of Abbott Trefon with the prop gun. And he's making this like snide, stuck up, freaking condescending face. Look at that. Look at that face. How could you make that face looking at Abbott Trefon? What's wrong with you, dude? Abbott Trefon, such a sweet, nice old monk. What is wrong with you? Ugh. Is that your reaction when you see a firearm? Is that like, I'm not gonna sit here and try to insult the guy, but is that what a woman you are? Like, honestly, bro, like, I don't even know what to call you. Who makes that face? What's up with Abbott Trefon? What's up with him? Look at him. He's holding a prop gun. It's clearly not a real gun, dude. Look at it. It's not real. Like, it's a prop gun. They were at a museum. Everybody's already familiar with this story. I mean, this is just like the most despicable thing. I wasn't even planning on talking about this today. And like I said, I saw it when I went to pull it up, and I'm like, really? Does this guy have no shame? Does he have no like guardrails at all? Who would attack Abbott Trefon, dude? I'm curious what he's even gonna say. So we'll cover that when we get to it. I don't know, guys. It's just frustrating, man. So before we get started, too, I want to let you guys know this stuff isn't. Look, as annoying as this is, right? It really doesn't matter at the end of the day. All right, like these people are gonna come and they're gonna go and they're gonna attack good folk, and drama's fake and gray. It's not important. I'm doing this to entertain because I thought it would be fun and funny to sort of point out the lies and the slander. But at the end of the day, who cares, dude? This drama, this internet drama, it doesn't matter. And really, like this stuff is below even responding to. It does not deserve to be responded to. But we're going to respond to it because I want to do a show and I want to make some YouTube money. So that's what we're doing. All right. This Lofton guy is very, very frustrating. So let's just get right into it. Thank you so much, Jason. Got our first super chat of the afternoon. Jason, our homie, thank you so much. He says, thank goodness someone's willing to expose these powerful lies of Jay Dyer. Well, you know what? It's a dirty job, bro. Somebody's got to do it. It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it. Someone's got to expose Jay, and we're going to do it. So this whole video, right? It's called Jay Dyer, Inner Circle Exposed by Former Dyerite. Jay's inner circle is exposed. Okay, number one. Number one, there's nothing to expose about Jay's inner circle. He's pretty out in the open about who he's friends with. Number two, there's no such thing as a diorite. What's a diorite? What is that? Is there some special belief system that one needs in order to watch Jay's videos? Are you talking about an Orthodox Christian? Because that's what he is, and that's what he promotes. He promotes the Orthodox Christian Church. So is that what being a diorite is? No, of course not. It's a pejorative, just like orthobro. It's these words that they try to just fling at you because they can't handle the arguments. They can't actually address Jay's argument, so they have to throw insults. They have to throw pejoratives. That's all they can do. That's all they ever do. So, in keeping perfectly with the trend, Jay Dyer, Inner Circle exposed by Former Dyerite. And let's just be real, y'all. There's only one reason he's doing this. There is one reason that Zero Reason and Bad Theology is doing this, and it's this little number right there, 44.7K. He's mad Jay's got a bigger audience than him. He's jealous. He's a little jelly. He wants to skim some of that off the top. He just wants a little taste of that Dyer audience, just a little taste. He just wants to skim a little bit, get as much as he can off of it. You know what I'm saying? Just get those numbers up a little bit. Thing is, dude, you're not going to be skimming off the top, because if you were skimming off the top, you'd be getting the cream, but you're not going to get the cream. The only people in Jay's audience that are going to come slinking over to your channel is the coffee grounds, is the dregs. They're the people we don't want. So have fun with that, dude. Have fun. Take them. Anyways, so this is all based on this article that was released by somebody that was involved in the Orthodox Christian Discord. Now, as many of you guys know, I'm not really active over there on the Discord. I've been a member over there for 2 years now, something like that, but I was never really engaged in over there. I got a lot of friends who are pretty active over there. I know the Discord's helped them a lot. But Discord's not, I'm not really comfortable with Discord. I'm not familiar with it. I never used it much, so it's sort of out of my comfort zone. I'm not familiar with the layout, and I know you can do a lot more stuff. Like when I recorded the video with Kyle 2 months ago, he did it through Discord, and I was amazed. I was like, you can do that? You can record videos on Discord? I didn't even know that. So that's the only reason why I haven't, and also because I'm not an apologist and I don't do apologetics, and they focus heavy on apologetics over there, teaching people how to do apologetics. They have like a little debate club over there. They got clergy over there to help people, with their questions and stuff. So there's a lot of uses for the Discord, but there's a heavy focus on internet apologetics, or apologetics in general, raising up a new crop of apologists, right? Teaching them how to evangelize, how to spread the faith, to know their stuff, to not teach error, to make sure that what they're saying isn't heretical, isn't, is in line with the patristic consensus, right? So this guy apparently was kicked out of the Discord 3 times. He was banned from the Discord 3 separate times. He was allowed back in 2 times. He was corrected. So apparently he starts off and he was, seemed to be in line with what everybody believed, seemed to be an Orthodox Christian, seemed to be on the same page with all the other guys. And this guy, by his own admission, is hang on. Let me find the quote here. I'm a very nervous person, and I'm easily manipulated. This is a quote by the guy who wrote the article. Don't worry, we're gonna pull it up. I know a lot of you guys probably don't know what I'm talking about, but the whole guy that this whole video is based on, the former diorite, quote unquote, was a member over there at the Discord, and by his own admission, I'm a very nervous person, and I'm easily manipulated. And as you can see clearly, once again, this guy has fallen into the hands of predators online who want to use him to attack the people they don't like. And so it's a sad case. Pray for this guy. Obviously, it's just a shame, and shame on you, Lofton, for even like playing into this. I mean, this is a dude that, he's confused. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's in an Orthodox Christian Discord. He's claiming to be Orthodox. He ends up falling into heresy and preaching heresy. And then the people in the Discord are like, dude, you can't do that. you can't go, spreading heresy. We're here to do Orthodox apologetics. They correct him. He gets he gets booted. They correct him. Says he's going to do better. Says he's learned his lesson. Comes back. Does it again. Gets booted again. Corrected again. Brought back in. Finally booted for the third and final time. And now he's writing an expose. And apparently this is Dyer's inner circle. Some random dude on a Discord with almost 10,000 members. Okay, that's you're stretching, dude. You're reaching a little bit here. So, we've got that, and some of the heresy that this guy started teaching. For those of you guys who are interested, he started, pushing ecumenism. The Muslims, they worship the same God we do now. Now he's teaching that he believes that Muslims worship the same God as Christians, and the whole sacraments outside of the church thing, all that. So he was getting into all sorts of nastiness that we aren't all about over here. So let's get into the video. I am not looking forward to this, y'all. I'm not looking forward to this. Please support the show. Please make it worth it. Oh man, I don't want to watch this, but we're gonna suffer for you.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Reason Bad Theology. Your host Michael. On a Tuesday, I want to talk about an article that came out a few weeks ago from Noah Jefferson, a former diorite, a former follower of Jay Dyer.
Again, what do you diorite doesn't mean anything, dude. Somebody that watched this dude's YouTube video, am I a Loftonite for watching your video? What does that mean?
Still remains Eastern Orthodox, but has left the inner circle of Jay Dyer.
He was never in the inner circle, bro. He was never in the inner circle.
And kind of spills the beans and tells us what we kind of...
No, he lied. He wrote an article that was full of lies, dude. That's what he did. And you made a 52-minute long video about it. And by the way, guys, I don't foresee me going through the whole 52 minutes of this.
Already knew about Jay Dyer and his inner circle, but he gives it to us firsthand. I'd like to review this because I think it's insightful for people who seriously consider Jay Dyer to be an authentic voice.
Okay, see? Who seriously consider Jay Dyer to be an authentic voice. Even if you disagree with the dude, he's an authentic voice. He says what he means. He says what he truly believes. What is inauthentic about that? The dude is nothing if authentic, whereas you, by comparison, are quite inauthentic. This fake little, false intellectual thing you got going on. Nice bookshelf there, dude. Wow, you read so much. This very calm, collected. Let me tell you how this man, Jason Dyer, is very problematic and troubling. He's so mean. If I told you how mean he is, and we have the inner scoop from the inner circle. Get ready, Jay Dyer exposed in all caps. That's why I titled this video what I did. Jay Dyer exposed. This guy is obsessed, dude. I don't know if you guys follow his stuff. Like I said, I never watched anything he's done, but I've literally seen him do videos on Jay so much. This guy is obsessed. Bro, we don't like you either. You don't see us making videos about you. You don't see us clinging to whatever spurgs fall off your Discord or whatever you got going on. Go, Michael Lofton exposed. He's exposed now. We got him. That's right, Jethro. We're exposing Jason Dreyfus. Is this lolcow video supposed to be romantic lighting or grifting off the candles at liturgy? I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Of Eastern Orthodoxy. Please consider this. And also to help push the Eastern Orthodox bishops in the right direction, since they seem to be pretty hesitant.
You're a papist, bro. Stay away from our bishops. You got nothing to do with them. You have no reason to even talk about them. Stay away.
To address Jay Dyer, even though Jay Dyer has explicitly declared war on some of them.
Bam! Right there. 1 minute. What did I say, guys? Did I call it or what? You see that? 1 minute. Started lying within 1 minute. Isn't that amazing? Round of applause. Round of applause. Good job, Mike. Big Mike. Mikey boy. Big belly Mike. 1 minute. Jay Dyer has declared war on Orthodox bishops. I would love for you to back that claim up. Which bishops has he declared war on, might I ask? That's a lie. You just lied. 1 minute in your 52-minute long video. Congratulations, dude. Also, I do want to give credit where credit's due. This guy here can say the words papal infallibility without bursting into laughter. And that does take some strength of will and some strength of it takes a lot of something, that's for sure.
In the United States, some of the Eastern Orthodox bishops and jurisdictions, they still seem to have some difficulty in responding to some of this behavior. And
Yeah, because he's right, dude. Because he's right. The bishop, right, that he's had issues with, instigated attacks on him. Jay has been humble through it all. He has not waged war on any bishops. He's not done anything other than make a YouTube channel and speak about what he knows and bring people into the church. No war going on, dude. No war.
Problems coming from this group. And so I'm going to help them out a little bit and maybe show them some of the reasons why they need to do so.
The only thing you could help us with is probably some like birthday cake recipes. You know, you probably have like some tips on how to bake a good bread, something with a lot of carbs in it. I imagine you could help us out with that.
So again, this is both for Catholics
and look, I don't want you guys to think I'm bigoted. All right, I fully support. I'm not a bigot. I fully support Michael Lofton's right to marry whoever he wants. All right, I support it. He should be allowed to marry whatever dude he wants. You know, go off, live a happy life together, do their thing. It's fine, right? Live and let live. That's my motto. I support you, bro. I support you, and I think it would be much better if you were just true to yourself and just just admitted it. You know what I mean? Just came out. Just told everybody it's okay. You have a crush on Jay Dyer. You like dudes, and it's 2023. You're allowed to do that now. You know, you're allowed to do that.
and Eastern Orthodox who may not exactly be aware of some of this behavior that is going on online. Here is the article. Again, it is by Noah Jefferson. It is called From Orthobro to Orthodox and the Danger of Jay Dyer's Church Within the Church. And
again, orthobro, another pejorative. Jay Dyer's church within the church, no such thing. That's a lie. And this dude knows it. This dude writing this article knows it. This dude right here knows it. Lofton was unhappy with the Orthodox Church and not being able to use it for his own self-aggrandizement, so he left and he joined the Papists. And now he's doing the same thing over there. And may Lord have mercy on him.
you can read the very beginning. He talks about how he became an Eastern Orthodox convert. And then, after talking a little bit about that, he speaks about, how he found his way into Jay Dyer's inner circle. And there we get some very interesting insights that confirm much of our suspicions about this group. He says, my formation by these influences, however, took time as distance still only allowed relatively infrequent visits to my parish. And unfortunately, on June 13, 2020, I learned of and joined the Orthodox Christian Discord server ran by Jay Dyer, Father Deacon Ananias Sorum, who, by the way, still tries to, often attacks Catholics,
Bigots, they're mean. They're attacking
constantly
Catholics.
attacks Catholics.
No, they don't. Constantly. Clearly, you're not watching their content very much, dude. Because they're, in fact, that's probably what I mean. How much percentage of their content is attacking Catholics? I'd have to say it's less than like 1%. I haven't seen Jay attack a Catholic in a long time. What do you talk about? The Twitter space debates where he opens up the floor and allows Catholics to come and make their arguments and engage in civil debate? Is that an attack, Lofton? Is it an attack when somebody asks you to justify your claims? Is that an attack? Does that hurt your feelings? Does that make you scared? Do you feel unsafe, Lofton? Are you a victim?
While feeding off of their table as a professor at a Catholic institution.
Wow, feeding off their table. The dude teaches logic. Do you know how difficult it is to find jobs in academia? It's pretty difficult, dude. The dude teaches logic. I'm pretty sure he's perfectly fine with that. Pretty sure that doesn't conflict with his conscience at all. Once again, grasping at straws. These poor Catholic victims. It's just a shame, dude. Prayers, thoughts and prayers are going out.
And his moderator team, which came to include other online Orthodox influencers, such as David Erhan. At the beginning, I was not part of this circle of courses, as I was simply looking for interaction with other Orthodox who had the same love for theology as myself, and it appeared to me that I had found such. I soon made friends, and as a right wing leaning individual at the time, it was easy to acclimate to and begin desensitized to the
Bro, are you dyslexic? Come on, dude. Come on. Just make this even more difficult to sit through as you misreading basic sentences.
slurs and vulgarity used against those they considered degenerate.
Okay, so now they're pushing the far right wing. This is again perfectly in line with the Sarah Riccardi Schwartz of the world, right? And I'm sure they're all in league. The Ben Gabes of the world, right? These far right extremists said the R slur in their private Discord chats. It hurt.
To identify with the theological views continually presented as Orthodox and to adopt the same attitude towards the non Orthodox as this apologetics community did, of course, even when foolishly operating under a rigorous bent and
Rigorous. Isn't it funny how they all use the same terms? Isn't it funny how they have this sort of like orchestrated attack on certain individuals like Father Peter Hears, Father Ananias, Father Zechariah Lynch, Abbot Trifon, Jay Dyer? Isn't it amazing? They all say the same exact words to attack them. Isn't it interesting how there was just a survey released asking for people to identify problematic people in the Orthodox world? Isn't that funny? Isn't it almost like there's this orchestrated attack trying to silence the people who are bringing people into the church? It's amazing. If I was more of a conspiracy-minded individual, I might connect some dots there, but of course I'm not.
acting in a manner that, while accepted and encouraged by the community, I am now ashamed of. I was still highly educated and sensitive to the right practice of theology, and so I was soon asked to join the moderator team for the server. Naively, I accepted.
So basically, you, self-identified as a person who's very nervous and easily manipulated, were welcomed in by a group of Christians who thought that you were just looking for help, looking to learn more about the faith. You seemed like a nice, friendly guy, and so they let you join the team. Oh, you want to help out around here? Sure. You want to be a Discord Janny? Sure. Being a Discord Janny isn't in the inner circle, dude. You're a janitor. You're a servant. That's what it is. That's what being a moderator is. Not in the inner circle. I don't know where you got those wires crossed. But that ain't the thing, dude. That ain't the thing.
He says, and so He continues, the fact is that these were people whose work I had been edified by, and with that came an admiration, especially as they puffed me up and tried to move me towards establishing an online presence, though I never
So they puffed you up and they encouraged you. They encouraged you to learn more, to do better, to better yourself, to become more educated. How dare they?
wanted such. I also thought of my being a moderator as helping to provide sound catechesis to inquirers and catechumens who would not receive
That see, and just saying that alone is not true. Moderators don't provide catechesis, right? They might encourage them to become catechumens, right? If it's a person with no churches in their area, they might try to connect them with clergy. Moderators don't catechize people, dude. That's a lie.
such anywhere but online. As I had been told, the general catechetical situation in North America was lacking for many of the inquirers on this server. By the way, before y'all start inundating me with a million messages about, well, why don't you get Noah on the show? I have reached out to him. He respectfully declined to come.
Yeah, I bet. I bet he did, right? I bet he did. It would be really shocking when you actually see the face, right? Physiognomy is a hell of a thing. It really is, you know. It's really great when you can just like get all these people who are sending these attacks out and you just put their face to it. It's really amazing because when you can see somebody's face and hear them speaking their words, the disingenuousness, right? The insincerity, it just shines like a beacon of light, you know? It's amazing. The truth just comes right out in the open.
On as he wanted this to be his last word on
Right.
Dyer, which is completely understandable.
Totally understandable, right? Just to write a hit piece full of lies and have that just stand on its own, and then have a papal attack dog just come out and promote it to his 44,000 subscribers. It's totally understandable, brother. But you know, honestly, like, you ever want to hit me up, if you got any more dirt on Jay Dyer, like, I'm all ears. Like, I want all the dirt. Send me the dirt. I really want dirt on Jay Dyer. So, like, you know, hit me up, dude.
The above is not to say that my own motives were always pure, as I often engaged in debate online as a game in mudslinging, and once again contributed to a scheme started by David Erhan of sending. He's the one who goes by the
Okay, and here comes another lie, right? Number one, let's just call it like it is, all right? Let's just call it like it is. Debate is not a dirty word, dude. He's like he's like admitting to this, like it's a sin he's repenting of. I too, you guys aren't gonna believe this. I too at one point engaged in online debate and mudslinging. Jay Dyer pressured me into calling people retards. He pressured me into into slinging insults at people on online debates. I didn't want to. It's like that's what he. Oh my goodness, dude! Exactly, bro. Brown fingernails, just flinging mud. That's what Jay does. He cultivates a team of mud flingers. They just go online. They get into informal and formal debates just to throw insults at each other. It's malicious, bro. It's scary, right? And then now he's going into the lie about a scheme. Was that what they call it? A scheme? Yeah. A scheme concocted by David Airhand to send emails to this person. So basically, he's accusing the Jay Dyer inner circle of being involved in a conspiracy to mass email a group, basically asking questions. What it is they emailed somebody, this priest, this reverend, asking for clarification on what he believed. That's what they did. That's the crime that they're guilty of. That's the crime that this Noah is calling a scheme, because they sent an email to a priest asking for clarification about something he had said. Do you actually teach this? Right? They wanted to know if he taught something that was error, that was heresy. But no, it's a scheme. It's a gang stalking scheme, is what it is.
real med white or the real medical white of sending emails
The
to a
real medical white, dude.
site started by the Reverend Father Andrew Stephen Domick to elicit answers on difficult questions that could be used to undermine Father Domick's website credibility in the eye.
Well. I'm sorry, but if you're an Orthodox priest teaching heresy, would you think that that might undermine your work a little bit? Tell me this, Lofton. Do you think heretics, right, holding the priesthood, do you think they should be corrected? If somebody's preaching something that's wrong, and it's their job to actually preach orthodox theology. Should they not be corrected? Is it a crime to say, "Excuse me, hey, I heard that you said this thing, right? And this thing that you said that I heard you say, right, isn't correct. Did you actually say that? Can you clarify? You're not actually preaching heresy, are you? You're of course you're not, right? Is that wrong? Like what the right? How could anyone be expected to click the box next to multiple emails and delete them? It's just too much. I mean, it's just grasping for straws. It's pathetic, dude. It's pathetic.
Eyes of inquirers. Listen to that, because this is a tactic that they engage in. Pay attention.
Right. They actually hold people to their beliefs. They actually expect people to know and understand Orthodox theology. Can you believe it? Can you believe that they expect people to actually, who claim to be Orthodox, to actually promote the theology of the Orthodox Church? Can you believe that?
Attention, Orthodox bishops. Pay attention. They will go and they will harass people online and try to elicit.
Name it. Name it. When? Where? Do you have the receipts? Do you have the proof? When has our group ever harassed anybody? Is this harassment, Michael? Just showing you in your own words and pointing out what you're saying is incorrect and a lie? Is this am I harassing you? Is it harassment to send somebody an email and ask for clarification on what they said? You're lying, dude. I mean, clearly you don't have any problem with just lying and being a liar, but some of us out there do love the truth and love people who are sincere. Ty says, this article just makes Jay look cooler, to be honest. I mean, it would, but it's all not even true. You know what I mean? Like, he's not doing this. It's just frustrating, dude. It's frustrating how people have no problem with lying.
Certain comments from them so that they can then go and do videos about them. They will engage in mudslinging.
Okay, right. So this is a big scheme. They want Father Damick to be teaching things that are heretical. They want no, they don't. They actually don't. They want the church to grow. Their entire life is dedicated to the church. They're Christians. That's what they do. Ugh.
Campaigns of mudslinging, and they see it as a sport, as a game, as he's admitting here. And kudos to him for admitting his sins here. I'm glad that he repented of this. Unfortunately, many of the people in Dyer's inner circle, including Dyer himself, have not yet repented of this.
Yeah, it's too bad. It's really too bad that they don't, follow Frankie. They don't follow your bishop. They don't follow Pope. They don't follow the Pope, and I hope one day they repent of it. I know.
But here's firsthand evidence that they're doing this behind the scenes. And they're even reaching out to Eastern Orthodox priests, trying to elicit certain comments from them so that they can continue.
No, that's a lie. They weren't trying to elicit any comments. They were asking questions about things he said. Things he said. And they're saying, this is clearly not correct. Were you mistaken? Did you actually mean this? They're not doing what you're saying they're doing.
In a campaign of mudslinging against them.
It's actually trying to clear up the mud, right? The muddy water, trying to clear it up, trying to get clarity.
You read that correctly. We already knew they were doing this. It's just interesting to see somebody firsthand from their inner circle saying it. I've already been exposing this stuff.
No, you haven't. You haven't actually. You've been making cringe videos that nobody watches. Nobody in our circle watches. Honestly, dude, it's not even worth the time. Like, I feel stupid even watching this because it's literally beyond reproach. It's literally not even worth the time. But you're lucky. I had nothing going on today, and so I'm making the time. Rachel says, we listened to that whole Loft Dog interview video, and Andy and I said, I hate listening to this guy. He sounds like a wigger. Rachel, this is going to make you real angry, but just go ahead, check out Reason and Theology on YouTube right now and look at the thumbnail of the video he's live with right now. We're going to be covering that after this. Look at who he's talking about. Look at who he's flinging mud at now. It's going to make you and Andy real angry.
But it comes from a more authoritative voice, from somebody who actually was engaged in doing it. So he continues. Keeping up the date of the latest online squabble and
I just want to comment on this. Native Texan, welcome, brother. He says, my brother is an evangelical preacher, but he accepts that I believe orthodoxy. I hope he becomes Orthodox one day, too. He's a great guy. He just has bad theology. Exactly. It's really important to be charitable with people. You know what I mean? To not just like cram it down people's throats. Just live a Christian sacramental life, for you. Follow Christ, speak the truth if he asks, and pray for him. Nobody's saying if somebody's not Orthodox that they're a bad guy. And most Christians out there, most people who self-identify as Christians have a good heart and they have good intentions and they want to know Christ and they're operating off of the best information that they have. Um, it's a really bad look and it's a really bad move when people go out there, especially online, and attack people and act like they're all the enemy or something, and they're not. We pray for these people.
attacking whoever opposed Jay Dyer. Sound familiar?
No, it doesn't. It sounds like you're like hurt. It sounds like you're really hurt because, you know, Jay Dyer and his mean group of Orthobros asked you questions you didn't have the answers to. It's almost like you can't answer them. So you just sling mud and project that onto them and accuse them of slinging mud. When really you're the one sitting here slandering, you're the one sinning, you're the one telling lies about people. Your whole thing. It's pathetic, dude.
Anybody who opposes Jay Dyer, there is a swarm of them that all of a sudden come in. This is why I call Jay Dyer the Lord of the Flies. Because
Wow, really real original, dude. That's brilliant. Did you come up with that yourself? Did it take you a whole week sitting there thinking on it hard?
what you'll see is anytime you do anything about Jay Dyer, a swarm of nasty people will come into your
Nasty, so nasty. They're mean. They hurt my feelings. You know why, Lofton? You know why that happens, right? Do you know why when people attack Jay Dyer, people like me react to it? We come out and we say, that's not true. And we defend him. It's not because he asked us to. It's not because he asked us to. It's not because he wants us to. It's because he's a good dude. And he's speaking the truth and he's doing things that are good. And that genuineness and that sincerity and that humility endears us to him. We care about him. We care about the work that he's doing. And it pisses us off when we see people lying about him. It's why we do it. It's why you don't have people doing it for you. And I'm sure the people that do it are pretty low tier, pretty dumb, not the most high quality folks out there. It's because when you're sincere, people don't like when they see people lying about you. They're not flies. They're not nasty people. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's nasty folks out there. I'm sure, there's always going to be those people who are a little slow or, they just get a little too zealous online and they're mean and they're nasty. And that's no fun. Nobody encourages that. You think Jay wants people out there being jerks, making him look bad? Obviously not. He can't control that. That's the nature of internet work. And you know that.
server or community comment section, whatever, a swarm of them will come and you're like, oh,
You're like, oh, I wish I had that. I'm so jealous.
why? There's a sign. All the flies are coming. The Lord of the Flies himself
Oh, challenging me to a debate, challenging me to justify my position, challenging me to use logic and reason to actually explain what I believe. No!
must be coming soon. Keeping up the date on the latest online squabble and attacking whoever opposes Jay Dyer, David Erhan, in the server was how we got respect. And it really was an environment in which the influencers groomed subordinates such as I predatorily.
Lie. That's another lie. It's amazing, right? This whole article, nothing but lies. Wow. Amazing.
Regardless, I am ashamed of my past behavior and glad to be free from such negative influences and hope no one else is sucked into such an environment where this activity and mindset are encouraged, which, again, I respect him.
I respect you, brother. I respect you. Just from reading an article that I have no idea about the veracity of, that's all it takes, bro. That's all it takes to get my respect. Just write some words on a keyboard about somebody I don't like. I respect you, brother. You have my undying loyalty and support and my respect.
You know, Which one of us is not guilty
How about you reach out, right? How about you reach out? How about you ask about the veracity of this guy?
of sin? Right? We're all guilty of sin. The question is, have you repented of it? Are you trying to reform your life?
Have you? Have you repented of your gluttony? Of your 6 cheeseburgers a day? I'm sorry, guys. Let's stop.
That's the question. And kudos to him. He repented of this.
Kudos bars. I love those things, man. Little chocolatey M&M bars. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to focus on doing my hit piece right now.
He made the right choice. He turned away from it. Good.
Everything
Over
reminds
time,
me of
as anyone
food.
with a shred of education and intellectual integrity quickly does, I increasingly became dissatisfied with these or with the kinds and level of intellectual discussion one finds in online forums.
Dude. And we all know that that's a load of BS. The kinds and level of discussions being had on online forums. Y'all all know the kind of high level discussions being had right now. You can't get them anywhere else. You literally can't. You could get them in like old books, right? Old books. There's nobody out there having the sort of high level theological philosophical discussions that we're seeing right now. It's what brought most of us into the church. It's just totally disingenuous, dude. Completely.
Forums. It was then that the website patristicfaith.com was being made, and in
Here comes another lie. Get ready for it.
the discussions among the moderation team with Father Deacon Ananias, I excitedly wanted to make the site a theological journal. Or at least a section of it, as I had heard academics I greatly respected, such as Dr. David Bradshaw, which to my mind, I still have no idea why he associates with Jay Dyer in this group.
Yeah, you have no idea. Yeah, you wouldn't get it, dude. You wouldn't get it. And I'm sorry for you. And Lord have mercy. I really hope that one day you do get it. Why good, intelligent, smart people can recognize good, intelligent, smart people. It's amazing. It's almost like real recognizes real. And I understand that that's really hard for somebody like you to grasp. But if you just have just a tiny little bit of humility, just a tiny little bit, if you just drop this obsession with Jay Dyer and trying to tear him down and just, focused on yourself, maybe focus on your own beliefs. Maybe, analyze why you're a papist when you can't justify that. You can't. Anybody who asks you about the first 1,000 years of your church history, all you can do is throw insults at them because you have no justification. Why don't you come on and have a debate about the papacy? Come on. Come on. Open floor Twitter spaces all the time, baby. Just come on in. Make your arguments. Love to see it. Love to see what a brilliant thinker like you could possibly do to defend the papacy, founded on forgeries, heresies, lies.
I give him the benefit of the doubt that maybe he's just not aware, but I still to this day wonder why in the world.
Maybe he's just not aware that one time Jay said the bad R word. Maybe he doesn't know.
Such as Dr. David Bradshaw would publish on the site. My recommendation, which went unheeded, and instead the website became a place to collect the vitriolic articles or YouTube videos of online influencers like Jay Dyer or Father Deacon Ananias' circle, as they called it, as well as anti-ecumenical, anti-COVID measures and apocalyptically charged writings of miscellaneous clergy. I feel, or I should note here, that while Dr. David Bradshaw has published on the site, I'm not sure how aware he is of the site's working, and I certainly do not mean to cast any aspersions on him whatsoever. And that's fair. Yeah, I don't know how much he's really aware of what's going on with these guys. I say that for a lot of the people who are associated with Dyer, at least as far as the people who would come on his show.
And who the F asked you? Who asked you, dude? Honestly. Everybody, thank you all so much for being here. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. Leave comments after the video's done. And if you would, please, please, please support the show. I could really use the help, guys. Seriously, we got that one super chat from our homeboy, Jason. Thank you so much, Jason. Guys, if you want to support the show, you can do so via the links in the chat and the description. All super chats will be read live. I don't want to sit here and harp on my personal situation, so I'm not going to go into it. If you want to know, there's videos about it, but it would really, really help me out. Thank you guys for being here. Much love to y'all.
I don't know how aware they are. For myself, encouraged by a friend in the site circle, I thought it would be good to use the site to publish some personal articles and thereby develop a resume, especially as I was preparing to pursue my PhD in Orthodox theology in the future. I ended up allowing 3 articles I wrote to be published on the site. One, a florilegium. It's
You take your time, dude. Take your time. Sound it out. Go one letter at a time.
basically a term that goes back to the word where we get flowers from. It refers to a collection of quotes and proof texts, usually of the fathers, that was used often in the Middle Ages. It was a really good lecture uh, that I heard on the use of florilegium in the
As much as this is fascinating, and I would love to hear you go on and on and on about it, could you please get to the point?
medieval era by Dr. Carl Truman, which is available online. Um, In fact, his entire course on the Middle Ages is available online for free. Certainly go and check
Should I just take a nap? Could you guys maybe wake me up when he gets there?
it out if you want to see how prominent these were in theological discussions in the Middle Ages, especially the Council of Florence. All right. On apostolic succession, which was prompted by the questions of a friend who had left the church. In hindsight, I now believe such was a result of his retaining his Protestant mindset through contact with Father Peter Ayres of orthodoxethos.com. Another, a brief apologetic article on the papacy, and another, a reflection on Pascha and the resurrection through the theology of Dumitru Staniloae. At the time of writing the last article, I had become disturbed by the reactionary attitude of the whole site and wanted to publish something quite different, something world affirming while not
Okay, so here's the issue, right? So this guy's trying to frame it like he was like he's like a member of patristic faith, right? He's in the inner circle, right? Here's his credentials, right? Because you got to have credentials to back up your claim that you were in the inner circle. And being a Discord Janny ain't it. So here's his credentials. He published an article on patristic faith. Everybody knows if you publish an article on patristic faith, you're in the club. Except there's one little detail that he's not a regular contributor over at Patristic Faith. He submitted a couple articles that were published. You know why? Because Father Deacon's a nice guy. He's a nice fella. Oh, some little guy wrote an article. Looks good. Sure, you can help us out. Sure, you can. We'll post your thing. Just a nice guy. And now he's taking this nice guy move and he's using it as evidence for how he was in the top of the echelon, the high sphere in Dyer's circle. He's got the dirt. He's going to expose him. All caps exposed. It's a lie. It's a misframing. It's not true. Wasn't a regular contributor. He submitted an article that was published. Congrats, dude. And I'm sure everybody regrets it. I'm sure everybody's really bummed that they gave you a chance.
explicitly ecumenical, as I knew an ecumenical article would almost assuredly be rejected by the circle.
Hey, Moon, God bless you. Thank you for being here. Always good to see you, sister.
I was also rather alarmed by the decision to promote various individuals on the site, such as Rush V, the former hedonistic pickup artist, whose articles consist of imposing a monastic lifestyle on laity, spouting apocalyptic anti-Semitic rhetoric and the like. I had been enlisted by Father Deacon Ananias to be a pro bono quasi-editor of the site, and I
Absolutely not. You were not enlisted. You submitted an article. He allowed it to be published. He didn't. He's not enlisting the likes of you, dude. He's not enlisting anybody. In fact, he doesn't have to. In fact, he's got some pretty high tier people writing regularly for patristic faith. He doesn't need to go to the lowest dregs of the Discord server and beg you for your poorly written articles, dude. Doesn't need to. Father Deacon, really nice guy. Shameful. It's shameful that you're slandering.
soon simply stopped participating, giving the excuse that I was too busy or had not checked my email so as to avoid helping publish articles I did not agree with. I'm not familiar with this guy, Rush V, so I don't know what his views are, and I can't confirm if any of his views reflect what
Well,
this
why don't you look into him so maybe you could start attacking somebody else other than Jay Dyer for a week, dude? That would be really nice.
individual says here. However, I now believe I should have spoken out rather than merely avoided confrontation, even if such would have been unpleasant and subjected me to the wrath of the circle. I'm a bit of a naturally nervous person, socially awkward and naive, yet I had made friends, or so I thought, for so many months. I had overlooked the distortion of orthodox.
I know they took advantage of you. They manipulated you. They pushed you into writing far-right conspiracy theory, Orthodox apologetical works. Show us on the doll where patristic faith hurt you, please.
Not to mention neglect of common human decency and integrity, which I found around me. However, as in my way, my spirit came to a sort of boiling point, for the lack of a better phrase, and I can no longer take it. The orthodoxy I had learned in my education from the great theologians in the 20th century, in which the Orthodox theological tradition and identity was not in tension with, but was enriched by ecumenism, was something I could not compromise or suppress for the short-sighted purpose of online apologetics rings.
Okay, hang on. Let's back that up. I was too busy thinking about what a goofus this guy is, and I didn't hear that part. I feel like that part's important. Let's hear that again.
In my education from the great theologians in the 20th century.
Orthodoxy I had learned in my education from the great theologians of the 20th century, in which the Orthodox theological tradition and identity was not in tension with, but was enriched by ecumenism. Do I need to say it?
In which the Orthodox theological tradition and identity was not in tension with, but was enriched by ecumenism, was something I could not compromise or suppress for the short-sighted purpose of online apologetics rings.
That's right. That's right. He just couldn't. He couldn't let go of ecumenism. Not for internet apologetics. As if apologetics were the end in and of itself. As if these guys are like getting rich or something off of apologetics. And so like that's just, just sacrifice your morals, sacrifice what you believe in. We got this big business. they're doing apologetics because they're spreading the church, and ecumenism is a cancer on the church. Disgusting, dude. Ugh. Ugh.
Apologetics ring. However, as soon as I voiced my concerns, I quickly found out that I was not part of a theological club in which free thought was tolerable, let alone in a group of friends. I was in a cult, which I'm glad he used that term, because I have seen some of the comments that Dyer has given to his inner circle in private messages, and it sounds like a cult leader. He sounds like somebody.
Let's hear him. Let's hear him. Let's see him. Because you're just making claims. He's not a cult leader. And that's very subjective. He sounds like a cult leader. Dude, what does that even mean? Does it matter at all that he's like not have a cult, though? That he doesn't have one? That he just tells people to join the Orthodox Church? Does that matter? Or does it only matter that to you, he sounds like a cult leader? That's great that he sounds like one. Just that small little detail that he doesn't actually have a cult, that he tells people to go to the church, to have a relationship with their priest, right? To confess their sins, to participate in the immortal and life-creating and life-giving sacraments, to be healed by Christ. Does that sound like a cult? Probably does, since your mind is so plagued with papism.
Who thinks he is in a cult and is the cult leader. It's very eye-opening.
No, it's not. You're jealous, dude, because really, let's just be real. That's your ultimate goal. That's your aim. And you want that so bad. And you're projecting so hard, dude. So hard.
So that's interesting. He uses that term, that he feels like he was in a cult.
And
maybe
who cares what a liar thinks, dude? This dude, the whole article he wrote is all lies. I just laid it all out. All lies.
It is, maybe it isn't. But I have seen things from Dyer that would lend itself to that impression.
And who made you the arbiter? You can't even get your theology right. Who made you the decider, the judge of who's a cult and who's not?
After expressing my views on the validity of sacraments outside the church's canonical boundaries, I was quickly messaged with insults and threatened by David Erhan. Interesting, because wasn't it the case that in the last Dyer video that I pointed to, I was reviewing Dyer, where he was talking about how he gets threats and he's doxxed, and therefore that allows him to speak to Muslims in a really nasty way, or even Catholics in a really nasty way. Interesting, because I noted, but isn't that exactly what Dyer and his crew does? They dox people and threaten people.
Never. Who have we doxed? Who have we threatened? Never done that. Not once. Not a single time. And I imagine if you had any evidence of this at all, you'd be plastering it all over the screen right now. You'd do a whole video all about it. Not one.
Isn't that exactly what they do?
No.
Well, yeah. I was quickly messaged with insults and threatened by David Erhan that I would.
I'm sure. Let's see the messages, right? It'd probably be like, "Hey, dude, I heard you preaching ecumenism in our Orthodox apologetics Discord server. Can't do that. Stop. Please stop. It's not what we're here to do. Ecumenism is not the Orthodox position. Please stop." That's threatening. Hey, if you keep preaching heresy, we can't allow you to be here anymore. They're threatening me.
Would be banned from the server if I continue to express my opinion. An opinion held by.
Yes, if you're a moderator, if you're there supposed to be one of the Jannies and you're preaching something that is in direct opposition to the whole point of the server, having you leave is not a threat. It's not an attack. It's correction. And in your pride and arrogance, you refused to be corrected. And you did the very, very sad and shameful move of, instead of repenting of your error, instead of being corrected, you ran out, you wrote a false, slanderous, libelous hit piece, which is now being used by papists to try to attack and character assassinate a good guy, somebody who actually is doing what you tried to do, being an apologist. It's amazing, right? It's amazing. So incredible. See, Lofton, this isn't hard. I'm an idiot, dude. I don't know jack crap. And I can see this for what it is. It's not because I'm smart, and it's not because you're this dumb. It's because you're this disingenuous. It's because you're a liar. It's because you have ulterior motives.
By the majority of modern Orthodox theologians and hierarchs, as well as expressed in councils. I was accused of confusing inquirers and was banned. However,
thank you, Rachel. I'm just making a point. All right, I'm just making a point. And she says, "How does Jerry have better sound than me in this front porch stream?" Yeah, as the airplane flies overhead. It's a $45 pair of headphones, so I guess the microphone's just pretty good. And it's funny because I have a $100 microphone that I never use now. I just use the headphones, which honestly probably works out better because with the airplanes flying overhead, like it would probably pick it up way louder. Hey, Amptown, good to see you. Can we also discuss his excessive use of the word slander every time someone tries to engage him? Yeah, right. I'm digging these front porch streams. Well, good. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you all for being here. I'm gonna have to shut my camera off real quick because some people are about to walk out the house. So I will keep playing this video and I will be right back. So give me 1 second.
for my friend who will remain nameless, as I have no desire to see said friend, doxed, harassed, or publicly attacked on social media by the circle, bargained for me to be readmitted as long as I would not talk about ecclesiology, the topic of most import to me. I accepted this and was readmitted to the server. Several weeks later, however, after what I believe should have been an innocent disagreement with Jay Dyer over whether passive potency could be ascribed to God. You remember that whole debate not long ago? In fact, I think I reviewed it here on this channel. There was a squabble online between Dyer and a few Catholic apologists on this question. So this Orthodox was saying he disagreed.
He squabbles. Guys, did you know that Jay Dyer has been known to squabble a time or two? Did you know that Jay Dyer once squabbled with a man? I know it's hard to believe, but it's true. It's true.
Agreed with Dyer on that question. He said, which I, of course, denied, yet Dyer affirmed, turned ugly. I was banned again with a stream of the most vulgar insults ringing in my ears. Finally, after being readmitted...
What were they? You keep referring to things, but not giving any details or any proof. You keep using all of these adjectives, giving us your subjective opinion, no receipts, no evidence, no proof, just the words of a man who claims himself that he's easily manipulated and a very nervous person, not a very mentally sound guy. That's really interesting, dude. That's so fascinating. I would totally believe you if I was mentally slow. I might actually listen to what you had to say. Yo, dog, they disagreed. That's crazy, bro. Right. He's a master squabbler. Everybody knows. Jay Dyer, squabbler aficionado, squabbler extraordinaire.
Once again, after agreeing not to say anything about the verbal abuse I had received, this time as a mere member rather than as a moderator, which they once again asked me to be, but which I refused.
Wait a
I
minute.
was
Wait a
banned
minute. Hang on. As a mere member, What? Come on, dude. Don't be humble. You were in the inner circle. You were best friends with Jay Dyer. You weren't just a mere member. I mean, get your story straight, bro. You were inner circle. You were top tier. You were like basically you were Jay's right hand man, right? Inner circle. Now you're saying you're a mere member. I'm confused.
permanently for expressing my ecclesiastical or ecclesiological views, which I had thought allowable since I was no longer a moderator and part of their inner circle. If this
Yeah, nah, not really. No. If somebody's in the Discord, in the Orthodox Christian Discord, and you're talking about ecumenism and you're trying to push it as the Orthodox position, nah, I don't think they're going to allow that.
was all that had occurred, I would have not felt so compelled to write this article. However, things would escalate even further.
I bet.
Let's see here. As there are multiple smaller Orthodox servers on Discord, I joined.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, about the smaller Discords. Why don't you talk about those? Why don't you talk about those, my friend? Because not only was he banned from the Orthodox Christian Discord for preaching ecumenism, he was also banned from every other major Orthodox Discord as well. Every single one of them. Orthodox Shahada. I got them written down, dude. What's the other one? Kursk root. Hang on. Kursk root lodge. He was banned from pretty much every major Orthodox Discord for the same reasons. It's amazing.
A few because as a
He
young
couldn't find anywhere. He couldn't find any Orthodox Christians anywhere that were cool with him and his ecumenism. But I guess it was all Jay's fault because Jay runs a cult.
man in the 21st century, living relatively isolated, my interaction with those that have similar interests happens mostly online, and I have been shunned by most everyone from Jay Dyer's Orthodox Christian Discord server. In short, I was also banned from the server called Kursk Root
Here comes him struggling with words.
Lodge, which counts
Somebody should gift him Hooked on Phonics, dude. Somebody should gift him some like leapfrogs or something.
Father John Whiteford as one of its online clergy members because I would not agree with the claim that Orthodox hierarchy is corrupted by the spirit of Antichrist and that ecumenism is the pan heresy.
Oh, right. So you won't agree with the patristic consensus. You won't agree with Mount Athos. You won't agree with any of the Orthodox clergy, right? You won't agree with the Orthodox position. All you'll do is spout your own BS and your own opinions. And when you're corrected, you will not take correction, making you a heretic. And when every other Orthodox Christian pushes you as far away from them as they possibly can, they're just attacking you. They're attacking you. They won't let you have your opinion.
Likewise, shortly after my banning from Jay Dyer's server, Father Whiteford, in conjunction
No, he's a Catholic. He's a papist.
with David Erhan, released a video on YouTube regarding the issue of heterodox sacraments promoting the rigorous ecclesiology.
Right. So again, another heresy. Right? Why can't the Roman Catholic sacraments also be totally fine, right? Why can't the Roman Catholic Church be totally cool, totally fine? Why isn't it okay that they teach heresy? Why isn't it okay that they broke off from the church? That should be fine, dude. It's no problem.
Yeah, I've seen some pretty questionable things from Father Whiteford. That's why I stopped having him
Oh,
on.
really? Well, you're going to love this. We got Father John Whiteford coming on the show June 25th, y'all. So mark your calendars, y'all. Mark your calendars. Father John Whiteford, the man himself, going to be on June 25th. I can't wait for that. Cannot wait for that. I'm really excited. So thank you, Michael, for giving me the opportunity to plug that show. Super excited. I was super humbled and grateful that he is coming on. So I'm excited for that. Also, Father Mikhail from Living Orthodox will also be coming on. I reached out to him after our show with Kyle, and Kyle brought it up and said, yo, Get this Father McHale on. He's awesome. So I looked up his channel. I reached out and he messaged me back right away. So we're getting Father McHale on as well. Mom, my Discord friends say I'm not the best. Yeah, pretty much, dude. That's what we're seeing. Like, I'd be really surprised. I'd be really surprised if this guy was older than like 22 years old. You know, June 25th, questionable stuff. Got it. Yeah, pretty much, dude. Pretty much.
On the show. Last time after he publicly accused Eastern Catholics of genocide, I said, yeah, okay, maybe not the best dialogue partner.
Yes, so beneath you. So beneath you. You're just the guy that slanders people online and spreads false rumors, bears false witness against this neighbor. You would never stoop so low, though.
However, on yet another server, I was able to find Orthodox of like mind who respected the hierarchy and were formed by interaction with the work of our best theologians rather than an online influencers in the third hand saying of Elder Who's It from the skeet of saying, What's it?
That was funny. That was a good one.
I expressed my views freely there, and at the same time, I emailed the editor of Patristic Faith to request the unpublishing of my articles from their site, as I no longer wanted to have any association with their ministry whatsoever. However, instead of simply removing my articles that are owned by me and not Patristic Faith, after receiving my request, Patristic Faith editor Chase Mudd asked why I was requesting such, and I answered honestly, but in hindsight, perhaps foolishly, with the following. Let me drink my coffee here.
You sure you don't want to eat a donut too? I mean, you got time, bro. If you want to eat a donut or three, it's cool. It's your show.
To put it bluntly, besides the ill treatment I have received from several affiliated with the site on another platform, I do not agree with the version of orthodoxy it pushes. A mixture of radical right-wing politics, sectarian ecclesiology, eschatological frenzy, and an evangelical fundy mindset transposed onto orthodoxy. Does this sound familiar to y'all? It should, because this is also taking place in radical traditionalist circles and Catholicism.
I'm trying my best, damn town, right? I'm trying my best, but it's low hanging fruit, okay?
Which is why a lot of them end up going to Eastern Orthodoxy. And yeah, okay. Presenting online cults of personality under the guise of traditionalism, and whose only use of theology is as ballistics against the other. I do not believe the views continually expressed on this site are representative of the Orthodox hierarchy or the best theologians of our time, let alone the
Good thing nobody asked you. Good thing the only people that care are the papal attack dogs who are purposefully carrying out a vendetta against our best and our brightest apologists. Good thing.
fathers. Nor is any serious theology being or going to be done here. Consequently, I have no desire to have my name associated with this platform. Keep in mind, many in the Dyer group, including Dyer, would say that a great deal of the hierarchs, especially in the United States, a great deal of the Orthodox bishops, are basically on the side of the Antichrist.
Oh, well, why don't you show the clip then, dude? I mean, clearly you have the ability. You got this little thing, you look at it. You got the little thing pulled up. You got your bookshelf, you got your fancy lighting, you got all the tools of the trade. So why don't you show the clips where Jay says a large majority of the hierarchy are on the side of the Antichrist? Why don't you show where he says that? Oh, you can't, because no, he wouldn't say that, liar.
Are basically heterodox, are basically not Orthodox.
And it doesn't matter at all, right? It doesn't matter at all what they say. We should just
theology. Just keep that in mind. My above email was sent privately to Patristic Faith editor Chase Mudd on January 29, 2023, in order to have my articles, which are my property, removed from the Patristic Faith website. However, after a week, my email still had not been answered, and due to what transpired next, I assume my private request to the editor was circulated among the clergy board, which supposedly runs the site, according to Father Deacon Ananias Sorum, until it was given to Jay Dyer, who on February 6, 2023, entered the Discord server I was now a member of and doxed my real name for all to see, while also labeling me a gay Fordhamite.
Yo, I think he finally said something true. He probably did, right? He's probably like, dude, this is so gay. What are you doing? You sound like a Fordhamite. Like, because that's what you sound like. You're an ecumenist. And that's gay. Like, it is, dude. It's rainbow Skittles, dude. It's fake and gray. Yeah, ecumenism, super, super, super fake and gray. So, yes, I finally something that I could totally see Jay doing. And that, as Ty 2048 said earlier, just makes Jay look cooler.
No doubt in the spirit of so-called patristic rhetoric. Um,
No, you're right. You're right. That's why Jay's not a priest. That's why he's not a priest. He's not clergy. He's just a dude. It wasn't right. Jay, come on, man. Try better next time. Try, you know. That was that was very bad, Jay. Don't do stuff like that, all right? Don't call these ecumenists gay, all right? I mean, I'm serious. I'm not laughing. All right? I'm not laughing. That was wrong.
we see this a lot from Dyer. He's absolutely obsessed with labeling people
No,
as
no, no, you mispronounced the word hilarious, dude. Try again. It's hilarious.
gay. I don't know what's going on there, but
Yeah,
he has
yeah. Maybe it's because we don't allow our priests to be gay, like some heretical, some apostate churches do. Maybe because we're not really down with the Skittle stuff over in Orthodoxy in the true church. Not like some churches that won't be named.
an extreme fixation on homosexuality.
Yeah, extreme
And
fixation. An extreme fixation when we just say we're not cool with Skittles. Right. It's extreme.
Fordham is, of course, it has a program of Orthodox studies that
Subversion.
is ran by some Orthodox figures and theologians who definitely are pushing for more discussions on orthodoxy and
Look at him.
homosexuality.
Look at him scratch his head. Yeah. Look at the freaking towel, dude. Say that again. Say that again. Let's hear it again. Let's look at the body language. So Fordham, right? For any of you guys that don't know, they're a totally orthodox group, right? And they're just trying to have discussions. you know, they're just totally they're just totally trying to have intellectual discussions and just progress the church into the modern age. They're just trying to do what us Roman Catholics have done for lots of years. They're just trying to be just be Christian. you know Oh my goodness, dude. Ugh, disgusting.
Of
Oh no, what did I do? I did something bad, guys. I clicked off the video. Darn it all. I done clicked off the video. Now we're gonna have to watch an ad. Because of course he's gotta have his little ad revenue money. He's gotta get his little 50 cents. Oh god, and it went all the way back. Come on, man. Come on, man. I don't even know where we were. No Dyerism, consequences for questioning Dyerism. Dyer doxes and threatens Noah. Why he decided to speak out. Ugh,
there's a
come
lot
on.
of Orthodox
See, as you guys know, from me doing that every time, this stupid mouse has this little button on the side that's so easy to click, and for some reason it's mapped to the back button. So let me just find where we were again.
priests out there, and even Orthodox theologians who are afraid to speak against this group because they know they will be doxxed and harassed, which I would say, okay, guys, I think you're being cowards. You
Mm,
need to speak the truth regardless, but that's my opinion.
that's right. We all know Jay loves to dox people. We all know it. He just, every other video the guy puts out, it's just faces and names pretty much. It's his entire content. That's his entire platform, right? But you're a coward. Just call him out, guys. Just call him out.
They might feel that they're different and that, you know, somehow that's not being a coward. Okay, well, I don't see it. I think at this point you need to speak up and tell people where you really stand with
That's
this
right.
group.
That's right. Give people your uneducated, uninformed opinions. Just spread them around. Just spread them around like VD. That's what we need. That's what we need. Michael Lofton, he's gonna think you're a coward if you don't pitbull attack dog Jay Dyer for him.
rather than caving into the intimidation tactics of these individuals. How has that served you so far? Has that served you very well by remaining silent against this group? Has that really helped?
There's nothing to expose. That's why you're desperately making these videos, hoping, scouring the internet for any bad words, any bad testimony against Jay Dyer that you can find. And the best you can come up with is a disgruntled Discord Janny who wrote a diary entry, who wrote a journal entry and did the unfortunate thing of sharing it with the public and making his mental problems everybody else's business. That's all you could find. And in your adult brain, you couldn't see the problem with making an entire video slandering and attacking a person, a Christian, right? From your worldview as a Roman Catholic, he's a Christian, right? Right? Orthodox, they're Christians too. It's all good, right? That's what Frankie Boy says. It's all good. Muslim, Orthodox, it's all good. Ecumenism, good thing. So from your perspective, you're fine with just going off of rumors and hearsay from a disgruntled Discord Janny. But Jay Dyer's the bad one, not you. Jay Dyer's the one that needs to repent, not you. Got it.
Helped you? I don't think so. It's time for you to say something. The above said,
I'm sorry, it's all I could think. I mean, if you got a better metaphor, I'm all ears, but that's all I could think. I wanted to say spread around like herpes, but I was trying to be polite.
I am not naturally confrontational person and always desire to live peace with all men if possible. I simply feel it morally incumbent upon me to make this situation public and bring attention to the great danger threatening the new wave of converts to orthodoxy that could poison the well of the North American church for generations to come. I
That's
think
right.
it's a little,
Poison the well from your goal, which is ecumenism. That's what you want, and you're worried that people will actually follow their elders and follow the clergy, follow the orthodox position, and reject the Antichrist. That would be just horrible. Again, dude, this guy, pray for him, pray for Michael Lofton, right? I don't want anything bad to happen to them. I want them all to live happy, healthy lives. I want Michael Lofton to embrace who he really is, right? Just come out to the whole world. It's okay, Mike. It's 2023. You can be gay. It's not a problem. Everybody will accept you. Go off, get your marriage. You know, Roman Catholics are cool with that. It's fine, dude. You don't have to do this.
little too late for that. Praiseworthy motivations, Noah, but I think it's a little too late for that. I think they've already poisoned the well of multiple generations to come. Because what do you have offsetting that, at least in America, in Orthodoxy? Is there anything really offsetting it?
Dude, they give Jay way too much power. They give him way too much credit. Jay is not in control of the Orthodox position. All he does is point out sources and give you his breakdown of it and points you to where you can go and read it. That's all he does. He's not the freaking Orthodox. It's not like he's the source of all Orthodox thought. What are you talking about? Right, poisoning the well, aka training people in the real faith. Right, exactly. Showing people what the fathers say, showing people what the Orthodox position is. He has poisoned the well so much. It's like these people. Jay is like a false idol. Jay is the big Satan. And like I said at the beginning of the post, or the beginning of this video, there's only one reason he's doing this, and it's because he wants subscribers and he wants that Jay Dyer audience. So that's why he's doing this. He's sad. Jay's got 60,000 more people in his audience than him. So like Jason says, he's in a very dire situation. He wants more ad revenue. He wants more money from his Postmates ads in his video every 5 minutes.
You might say, well, Ancient Faith Radio or something. Are they really putting a dent into the damage that Dyer and them are doing to people?
Nope. No, actually. Because that's the best part about speaking the truth, being rooted in the faith. You don't have to worry. None of us have to worry. I don't have to worry about any of this crap you're saying because it doesn't matter because the truth is the truth. I'm doing this for one reason: entertainment. point at the fat guy and go, it's funny. And also just point it out because it's so easy. It's so easy to point out how wrong you're being, dude.
People who are interested in orthodoxy? I don't think so. If I did not feel morally called to do so, as well as ashamed of my own prior engagement with these people, I would simply be privately repulsed by the idea of my association with the theological hacks who pollute the name of apologetics, or worse, blaspheme Christ by how they represent him. However, since I sincerely believe there are significant danger to orthodoxy, I feel compelled to go public with this information rather than be merely passively repulsed. I also sincerely believe that the aforementioned dangerous individuals and groups should be examined and taken very seriously by the hierarchy. Therefore, I will endeavor to prove and explain such below: the viral church and its inner circle.
Therefore, I will endeavor to prove, offering zero evidence, but nothing but conjecture in my own subjective opinion. I will prove beyond any reasonable doubt to anyone foolish enough to listen to me.
What is this online environment? It is virtual, so it is not real. What danger could
I disagree, actually. See, because it's interesting. Like, this is virtual. What we're doing right now. I'm still talking. It's still me. Still sharing my opinion. That's pretty real. Made a lot of friends on here. That's pretty real. Friendships I've had, been there for me through hard times, good times. That's been real. So I disagree with your assertion that it's not real. I think the Orthodox or the internet is very real. The internet is how I ended up in the church. Is that not real? I think that's pretty real too. In fact, it's almost like the internet's a tool that people can use for real things. But apparently, if it's the internet, it's bad. It's fake.
come from there? Sadly, the above may be the view of many in the church hierarchy when it comes to the new digital age
Pretty
we all
much.
find ourselves in.
Well,
And
yeah,
such
great.
view is undoubtedly dangerous to hold, as is common knowledge that schismatics and rigorists have not only been able to successfully
Guys, please, 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 if you like the show, please support the show via tips or super chats. I could really appreciate the help today. Really use the help. So thank you guys. Appreciate it.
disseminate their ideas through the internet, especially anti-ecumenism, but have been able to do so far more successfully at times than the hierarchy has been able to spread a refutation of such, let alone the averse truth, which is also a problem in Catholicism. The schismatics in the Catholic Church are certainly disseminating their schismatic content online. And I think that there's a lot of Catholic clergy that have overlooked it. First of all, I don't think they realize how bad the situation is. I think they're detached from it, and so they don't realize how bad it is. And then in the cases that they may be aware, they just think, well, it's not that big of a deal, you know. It'll be a big deal when it really starts hitting your pockets, though.
All right, because that's what it's about, right? That's what it's about. It's about the money. Everybody knows that's what the church is. It's just a business, man. It's just a business. Well, I'm sorry. I'm talking about Rome, because of course that's his perspective. That's where he comes from. So naturally, once the church realizes that people who actually profess the true faith, they're losing money. They're being so isolationist, right? They're drawing these hard and fast boundaries about what is Christian and what isn't Christian, and that loses us money. So clearly, we need to change. We need to change. We need to embrace ecumenism. We're gonna make a lot more money if we let everybody in. That's so sad, dude.
When people stop donating to your parish or your diocese, that's when it will be a big deal. Unfortunately, it shouldn't have to come to that, but unless action is taken expediently and authoritatively, the dire state of affairs we all find ourselves in will undoubtedly only become far, far worse. What is Discord? It is a social media platform which supports the creation of mini servers,
Oh,
which
let's
are
get the boomer. Let's get the boomer definition of Discord now. Can we skip this part?
basically communities housing multiple chat rooms where users can chat through text, voicemail, and video messaging, and usually function as a rapid text form.
Okay, you did miss a lot, but honestly, glory to God for all things. You probably would have lost a few brain cells with the rest of us, so you're probably the highest IQ person in the room right now because we've all been watching this for so long.
These communities, usually formed around a specific interest, can be created by anyone, and as long as they abide by the Discord terms of service, can have their own rules and moderation team to enforce them however they please. Often, these servers can only be entered if one is given permission by the moderators, and a ban means loss of contact with all other members unless one is a member of another server with one's acquaintances.
Shout out to our homie Slowboy Whiteboard up in the house. Thank you so much, Slowboy. She sends in $10 and she says, "Thanks for exposing powerful lies today." Well, thank you, sister. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's the second super chat of the day. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate that. Guys, if you want to support the show, be like Slowboy, be like Jason. Support the show via super chats, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. I wish we had something for y'all in the countries that don't have that, but I don't have it set up yet. So please forgive me. Please forgive me. But I could really use the help. So thank you guys. And thank you, Slowboy. That means the world to me. You're the best.
The Orthodox Christian Discord server, founded by Jay Dyer with the support of Father Deacon Ananias Sorm and now run by David Erhan, is a server said to be centered around Orthodox apologetics, but it especially functions as a vast forum for catechesis. Thousands of inquirers and catechumens flock to the server to learn everything they need to know about Orthodoxy, including what the Orthodox mindset is, and they learn this by being directed to the videos of the inner circle of apologists who run the server and by conversing with moderators who are expected to promote the viewpoints of those who run the server. Again, I just want to emphasize this is not just a problem with Orthodoxy. There's parallels to this in Catholicism with your Taylor Marshall followers, for instance.
Yeah, people that they have differing opinions from the Pope. We can't have that. We can't have that.
It's like a parallel church with parallel catechesis and so on.
Except it's not. Like one's kind of like this shallow, empty, hollow mimicry of the true church. It's kind of like one, right, started out the same thing and then it broke off, schismed, fell into heresy, and now it's just a dead branch rotting on the ground, covered in bugs, being eaten by mushrooms and stuff. It's kind of like it looks like the tree if you kind of like squint your eyes and turn your head. You could be like, oh, that looked like a branch at one point, but now it's just like this dead, rotting, decaying matter.
There are also clergy who become members of the server and who are given a special status.
I know, Crispy. I know. We're gonna pull it up after this. This one's taking way too long. I don't even want to finish this video. It's so frustrating, but it's frustrating to me because as soon as I started this video, I saw the Abbott Tree Fund video, and that made me 10 times angrier. Because you know what? Like Jay, he's a young guy. He knows what he's doing on the internet. None of this crap hurts his feelings. But with Abbott Tree Fund, he's just a gentle, kind old monk. And this guy's coming out attack dogging Abbott Tree Fund, one of the sweetest old guys we have in our online internet, Orthodox apologetics and stuff. Abbott Tree Fund does great videos. Such a Christian, Christ-like guy. And nothing's off limits for Lofton, dude. He'll just attack anybody, man.
To differentiate themselves from other members, but they are also expected to toe the line. And so for the most part, they hardly ever interact with members from what I observed when I was a moderator. The clergy are used by the servers for status. Routinely, it will be claimed that an online influencer or his server has clergy backing by pointing to their presence in the server. That's you'll often see Dyer do that. He'll say the first hierarch of Rokor backs him up. He'll point to Metropolitan Jonah, who's done some catechetical videos with his channel.
Yeah, because they do support him, because he's not doing anything wrong, dude. He's literally not doing anything wrong. Somebody said, hang on, I gotta wait for this plane to. Somebody said, what would he have to criticize Abbott Tree Fund for? He's doing it for one reason. He's trying to get views. So he's going to attack somebody who's sweet and kind, who we all get very angry about. And then we're all going to funnel in and get in the comments and start arguing. Hopefully somebody will say something wrong. And then he can do a whole nother series of videos about, look at the Dyerites, look at the Orthobros. And then he can have a whole series of videos proving his point. So please don't go over there. Please don't comment. Please don't engage him. Don't give him any views. Don't give him any attention, right? I'm doing this to sort of point it out and say, look how easily crushable his points are. Look how obviously, blatantly on their face stupid they are. And I'm doing it for entertainment. Don't give him any ammo. Don't give him what he wants. He just wants people from Dyer's channel, from the Orthodox, community, to flock over to his channel, to hate watch, to whatever. Don't bother. You can clearly see how insufferable even this is. Like this is pretty rough, man. This is my very first Michael Lofton video I've ever watched, and I'm not very happy about it.
They'll point to various instances like that among other priests, and they'll say, "See, we have the backing of the church," even though they think, again, many of the Orthodox in America, including bishops, are heretics, which is why Father Deacon Ananias Sorum, as I showed in a previous show,
is a great guy. You should keep his name out your mouth, dude. He's a great guy. You should take some lessons. One second. Had a neighbor come by. Sorry about that, guys. I gotta make sure I didn't just click mute. Let me just check the audio real quick. Okay, we're good. Sorry about that. That's the one downside of sitting on the porch. Is that you might get people rolling up. All right.
sent out a tweet talking about how it's very rare to find anything that is not heretical in Eastern Orthodoxy because most of the bishops are in heresy, as he was indicating. One such
What?
clergyman who seems to be used in this way by Jay Dyer is Metropolitan Jonah, who has live streamed some of his catechetical talks on Dyer server. Y'all should remember him. He used to be an OCA bishop, but got caught up in some.
Who's he talking about? One clergy is Metropolitan Jonah. Dude, now he's gonna attack Metropolitan Jonah. Okay, whatever, bro. Let's just take this time to give a shout out to our super chatters. Thank you guys so much. Jethro, our homie Jethro, I love you, bro. He sends in $10. He says, for exposing Dryer, for exposing him. Yes, we're exposing Dryer today. Thank you so much, Jethro. And then $2 from our homie Amptown. Thank you so much, Amptown. Keep up the good work. Well, God bless you. Much love to you. Thank you so much. Every dollar helps. Every dollar counts. I am right now in between apartments, so I could really use the help, y'all. And yeah, man, we're only halfway through this video. Let me just go ahead and skip ahead from his slandering of Metropolitan Jonah. Online Orthodoxy is a parallel church. We don't need to listen to any of that. That's all just nonsense. Debate, bro. Debate Jay, bro. Here's a short little part where it seems like he's responding to people asking him to debate Jay. Let's hear his cope. Let's hear his cope and his rationalizing away of why he should have to defend his position or justify his claims.
Someone sincerely wondering if I had apostatized from Orthodoxy.
You have.
Users of this server
You have. That's exactly what you did, dude.
Do not know sound orthodoxy from false. They are simply attracted by the assurance the online.
And Mark says, I didn't know that downvotes help the algo. That's good to know. Yeah, it all helps. So any engagement on a channel helps the algorithm. If you like it, if you dislike it, if you watch it, if you comment on it, if you engage with it at all, it is counted as traffic by the algorithm.
Online influencers give them through winning debates. This is constantly why anytime I ever do a Jay Dyer video, Jay Dyer cult followers will come out and he's like, why don't you debate him, bro?
Oh, whoa. Yo, so anytime you make a video that's slandering a good person, that's making these accusations, when somebody comes up to you and says, hey, can you back that up? Are you willing to back that up and on a neutral ground, right? Let's meet on neutral ground. Let's lay our cards out on the table. Let's see who's right. Let's see who has the proof. Let's see who has the evidence. Let's see who has the logical, rational arguments. That's a cult. That's a debate, bro. Because I use a I use a weird sounding voice. So aren't they crazy for doing that? Isn't that crazy? They want to have a discussion like a rational adult. Isn't that crazy? It's wild. I would just rather make videos slandering people. That's way better.
Why don't you debate them? Debate Jay, bro. Debate Jay Dyer. That's my impression of them because that's in my
And if I had to do an impression of you, I would sit in front of a bookshelf with a bunch of papist books, stuffing my face full of donuts. But I'm not going to do that because that's beneath me. And I'm trying not to be a fat shamer today. All right.
mind how I hear them talking. Um, and to answer it for a million times, I did offer Jay Dyer.
And I actually don't have any problem with fat people. I promise. I don't. It's just low hanging fruit, man. I wish I was fat. I can't put on any weight. I keep trying. Got a tapeworm or something, dude. It doesn't matter how much I eat. I just never put on weight. I wish I was. I'm actually jealous of the fat. All right. I'll be honest. I'm a little jealous of it. I need to learn.
To debate several years ago, and he declined. And at this point, I'm not interested after seeing all the stuff he's
Yeah, I bet. I bet at this point you're not interested. Well, let's see. He probably declined back in the day because he probably only had like 2,000 subscribers. He probably asked you, what's your position? Maybe he talked with you. I have no idea, but you know what I mean? If you don't know how to debate, if you don't have a coherent position, it's not worth his time to waste all this time preparing for a debate, taking it serious, planning out his argument just to have somebody show up and spew a bunch of rhetoric and have no idea how a debate even works. It's not worth his time. Some people actually aren't worth it. And now that you're becoming such a nuisance to just constantly slander and constantly say lies, constantly be obsessed with this guy, when people actually do say, well, why don't you put your money where your mouth is? Why don't you come and defend your position? Now you're too good for it. You don't got time. You're too busy attacking charitable, nice, kind old monks in Seattle.
been done. But they are obsessed with debates. Like they feel that is the end all and be all of life. And if Jay Dyer won a debate, which in their mind means Jay Dyer screamed and cussed them out and dropped the F bomb 100 times.
Jason. Jay Dyer screaming, cussing him out, dropping the F bomb. You know which one I'm talking about, the really bad one. The really bad one. If mom hears you say it, you're in big trouble. You know that one. Bad one. The big one. The big bad F bomb. Jay's so mean. Because when does he ever do that, dude? When have we ever seen Jay just screaming at people? Just screaming, just cussing up a storm. Just like, it's delusional, dude. He knows this. He watches Jay probably more than any of us. He knows it. He's just like such a freaking liar, dude.
And call them other names. If he does that, then he has successfully won the debate.
Right.
The user of this
Anybody who watches the debates knows that that's not how it goes, dude. Anybody. Come on, bro. Like, hate better, man.
server does not know sound orthodoxy from false. They simply are attracted by the assurance that online influencers give them through winning debates, sympathize with the moral struggle against degeneracy that is familiar to them, coming especially from moralist evangelicalism, identified with right-wing nationalist atmosphere, and rally around their apologists as internet celebrities who use the same language and online mannerisms of right-wing meme culture as they do. Thus, in effect,
Yeah, they use they. I once one time on the Discord, I saw a green frog. I was so scared I left. I called the FBI right away. I said, "There's green frogs in this Discord server."
which is intellectual orthodoxy to them. Theology is simply the weapon of this cultic mindset. And any expression of orthodox thought which would challenge this innately hostile
Any expression of orthodox thought which is not orthodox is totally shut down. You know, any orthodox thought is completely shut down. Can you believe those meanies over there?
beast, affirming the validity of heterodox sacraments, is deemed by its gatekeepers as confusing, inquires in something to be banned, something
It
which
is.
would erode the sectarian us versus them version of orthodoxy they're inculcating in a whole world generation to be aimed at anyone they please, not to mention aim them into their wallets. Unsurprisingly, with such a massive influence in a relatively small online community, it goes beyond its initial bounds and exerts pressure on others. Jay Dyer has continually attacked Ancient Faith Radio and Father Andrew Domick, which we saw.
Why? Are you going to cover why? And he hasn't attacked them. He's never once attacked them. He defended himself against Father Damick. And he pointed out that, yeah, promoting Skittles and ecumenism is not orthodox. That's not attacking, dude. He's a public figure. Father Damick is a public figure. Goes on Gospel Simplicity, goes on many YouTube channels, promotes these things. They fired Abbot Trifon because he was too political, too radical. But they're okay with women coming on and promoting LGBTQ stuff and calling it orthodox. Why don't you bring that up? Why don't you bring up the context? Why are you so disingenuous, dude? Oh my goodness, it makes me sick, dude. It makes me sick.
Oh, again, recently in the video where he literally declared war, to use his words, on the Orthodox bishops.
No, he didn't. No war was declared. What am I like? What world are they living in, dude? What world are they living in where there's some war being waged on bishops? I had Jay on my program. I wanted to just ask him just an abstract question, right? I was like, just, we've seen, this one bishop come out and say people should avoid you, right? And I wanted to talk in general just about the way that, good people will be attacked. And he's like, I don't really want to talk about that. Like it's a controversial subject, I don't really want. There's no war. Like there's no freaking war, dude. There's no war
Of the Church of America. Definitely go and watch the video that I did on that. I'll put it in the show notes, but it was pretty interesting.
I will definitely not be watching that.
To see. So he's continuously attacked Ancient Faith Radio and Father Andrew Domick, as well as other clergy and even bishops, such as Archbishop Alexander Galitzin of Dallas and the Diocese of the South, and Archbishop Benjamin Peterson of San Francisco and the West, as being part of a conspiracy in the hierarchy, often singling out the Orthodox Church in America as a corrupt institution to undermine his circle and subvert the Orthodox faith with humanism by promoting degeneracy.
That's what they're doing.
The same rhetoric is used by David Erhan. David also bragged that his reach online is greater than Ancient Faith Radio and that he seems to be
because it is
right according to online statistics.
Nope, that's not. We don't determine who's right by online statistics, only pointing out that, hey, what do you know? Looks like the people who are in the church, because it's the true faith and the true church, actually want to hear people in the true church speak the truth and not a bunch of subversive, degenerate lies. How amazing is that? It's almost like we joined the church because we love Christ and we know that Christ is set aside from the world, set apart from the world, set us apart from the world. We're not going to fall for the worldly lies and the deceptions and the deceit. We don't want that. That's why we're Orthodox. That's why we love Christ. That's why we love the truth. Because it's not corrupt like your papal church, dude. That's why patristic faith is more popular. It's why Jay Dyer is more popular than Ancient Faith Radio. That's why their metrics are better. Because it's just, they're not liars. They're not spreading subversion. They're not spreading Skittles propaganda and calling it Orthodox.
Faith was also consciously started by Father Deacon Ananias Sorum to be a response to Ancient Faith Radio, patristic faith being based as a...
No, not true. Not true. It wasn't started to be a competition to Ancient Faith Radio. It was started because they couldn't join Ancient Faith Radio because Ancient Faith Radio is promoting things that aren't Orthodox. So morally, it's not like they're going to join up with that. So they made their own thing. Ancient Faith Radio is something completely different. Patristic Faith is a website that posts a lot of articles, some YouTube videos, a bunch of really high-tier Orthodox apologists who come out and put out good content. If Ancient Faith Radio is Orthodox and they're promoting Orthodox apologetics and not heresy and degeneracy, then there's no competition. It doesn't exist. It's just more people out there spreading the faith. It would only be a competition if they were after something other than spreading the faith. Is that what you're saying? I mean, that's my opinion. Yeah, I think AFR, I'm sure there's lots of good people there. But I'm tending to think that maybe, just maybe, the people, and this is just speculation, I'm not accusing, maybe they have some other motives other than just spreading the faith. If they're going to view somebody like, the people at Patristic Faith as competition. Which, honestly, I don't even know if they do. This is just Lofton riffing.
opposed to supposedly worldly ancient faith radio. They are out. We are the based and red pilled, identified with this group of online influencers are in. Thus, as Orthodox communities on Discord are pressured to agree with the stance of Dyer and his
Nope. Nope. There's no pressure, right? There's no pressure. If you disagree, then make your case. Use logic, use a rational mind, make your case, show your evidence. If Dyer's wrong, he'll go, "Oh, I'm wrong. Wow, thanks, man." There's no pressure unless you feel like it's pressuring you when somebody points out why you're wrong, shows you why you're wrong, asks you to defend it, and then you can't, and you just want them to leave you alone and let you keep saying your opinion. That's not pressuring, dude. That's just being an adult.
influence posse, and any which do not are labeled with the usual dog whistles to make it clear they are being avoided. And God forbid if you gain respect for your theological knowledge or develop a following and therefore appear on their radars if you do. Dyer's posse will monitor your posts to determine your compatibility with them and ability to be molded. If you are not compatible with them, you are labeled as to be avoided. And if you're influential enough and disagree with them on something or allude to them in any way they don't like, you will be contacted, likely by Jay Dyer himself, demanding that you reconcile,
What?
by which is
What? Like, could you imagine, dude? Like that. Jay's busy, bro. Dude, Jay is known for one word responses, even to his friends. Like, he's busy, dude. Yo, Jay, you want to do a show? Sure. Like, what? Dude. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, Jay is just up all day texting random spurgs in the Discord. Hey, I heard that you think ecumenism's true. Don't you know it's not true? Like, what? Get out of here, bro.
meant submission and taking back any comments made. As one who was part of their group and foolish enough to let them know who I am, I know full well how they threaten to dox you and smear you online
Never
unless you
happened.
stay silent.
Never happened.
It is in no uncertain terms a dangerous cult lead by seemingly mentally, I'm sorry, I guess he meant led, by seemingly mentally unstable charismatic leaders, complete with shunning immoral justification for threatening
All lies, all slander. You should be ashamed of yourself.
the one shunned in otherwise morally reprehensible ways. It is therefore a church within the church, and a whole generation is being catechized.
Absolutely not true. Disgusting lies. Everybody who watches the videos, everybody who engages, we all are very clear. There's no cult. There's no church within a church. There's none of that. Go to the Orthodox Church. It's the same thing I tell you guys. It's the same thing that Jay tells the audience. It's the same thing that DPH, that Father Ananias, that all of us tell the audience. Find a canonical Orthodox church, start attending. There's no church within a church. What are you talking about, dude?
Into it. One could say it is very Gnostic, despite the misuse that
What?
terms receive.
Gnostic. It's Gnostic now. This guy's all over the place, dude. It's Gnostic. Yeah, because Jay hasn't done, endless hours of videos all about Gnosticism, refuting Gnosticism. Jay literally pulled me out of Gnosticism. I was literally studying Gnosticism when I discovered Jay. It's like I said, it's below reproach, man. It really is. It just should be ignored.
And thus subverted. In an online community like this, it could be hard to clearly define its belief system. It may be contended that a sociological, physiological profile would be more profitable for analyzing these things and so on. In my personal conversations with Dyer and Erhan, and in their explication of how they approach the question of sacraments outside the church's canonical bounds, both
excuse me, what? Excuse me, what? What'd you say there about the sacraments outside of the church? Yeah, that's
routinely appeal to the need for synthesis of all the fathers. So he starts to get into a theological critique of their views of ecclesiology and sacramentology. Not only their views, but Peter Ayers and stuff like that.
Peter Ayers.
He says
you don't like that guy either, right? Peter Ayers. All these people I don't like.
Ahistorical, illogical, untraditional, anti-theological, which is true, by the way.
No, it's not.
Okay, a warning in conclusion. In the digital information age, the problem of a patristic force poisoning the orthodox consciousness of the next generation can and has rapidly grown. This must be brought to the attention of the clergy. They, online influencers of distorted orthodoxy, are catechizing those converts, clergy.
Well, you're not going to like this, bud, but guess what? Lots and lots and lots of Orthodox clergy are well aware of what's going on online. You know why? Because there isn't a single church in America right now, a single Orthodox church in America that doesn't have at least one convert, right? And obviously, I'm hyperbolizing a little bit here, but pretty much every single person I know who's Orthodox in America, they have multiple people at their church who are there because of the work that you're slandering right now. You think the priests and the bishops and the clergy, you think they don't know? You think they don't see the explosion happening in Orthodoxy right now? They do. They're grateful. Many clergy are all for it. They talk about the pitfalls. They talk about being careful. They talk about getting blessings from your priest to do any sort of online apologetics. Very clear. There's no problem if you're actually in the church. There's no problem if you're actually doing what you're supposed to be doing. There's no problem with it. Nobody's worried. Nobody's sitting here terrified, scared of the mean Jay Dyer going to completely subvert the church. It's absurd, dude. It's absurd.
Should be catechizing. They are acting as teaching authority for those who should be following the example of clergy. The infection has already spread in the church, and the next generation of clergy are being poisoned. It can indeed be compared to a zombie affection in that its motives and impulses are based on the illogical, distorted passions of insecurity, hatred, pride, and a rejection of theological thought, which in turn justifies the hateful coercion of others. As a good tree cannot bear forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bear forth good fruit. So, to an identity structured around a key belief attitude, which is fundamentally anti theological in its grounding, can only lead to a further poisoning of the identity, as its irrationality is strained throughout, leading to the whole identity succumbing to irrationality, to a logos-less existence in precisely the orthodox understanding of sin's destructive effects on nature, continually degenerating.
Okay, I think we've had just about enough of this. I think we had just about enough. I think we don't need to hear Noah's conclusion because I think we got the point. We got the point of what Noah was trying to say. And as much as I love to sit around and listen to random disgruntled Discord Jannies spew slander and lies about good people doing good work and spreading the true faith. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Plus, we got one more little video to watch, and I'm not going to listen to nearly as much as we just did with that, but I do want to hear what he's saying about our homie, about our beloved Abbot Trifon. So let's go ahead and find out. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for hanging with me. Thanks for hanging out. Guys, if you like the work we do, if you want to see more of these videos made, if you want to see more of these videos produced, please send in your super chats. Helps out the show, encourages me to keep going, and really just makes it more enjoyable. Maddie, our homie Digital Minefield up in the house. Welcome, Maddie. Really love having you here. Everybody subscribe to Digital Minefield over on YouTube. We do videos with him all the time. Really good dude. And so his channel definitely deserves way more subscribers. So yeah, he's attacking Abbot Trifon here, and the thumbnail alone just infuriates me. As I mentioned in the beginning, here it is. Look at this. Look at the face he's making. Looking at a picture of Abbot Trifon, it's just frustrating, dude. It makes me mad. So I'm gonna hop on. I'm sure. Oh, good. There's no ad for once. That's amazing. Let's see. We got the introduction, worn out arguments for orthodoxy, Trifon and ancient faith ministries. So clearly here he's going to talk about how Trifon was let go from ancient faith radio because he was too political. And then, orthodoxy is already available in Catholicism. That's interesting. Wow, what a great argument. That's amazing, except it's not. Leaving Catholicism over liturgical grievances? Is that what you sum it up as, dude? Liturgical grievances. Is the Orthodox Church, quote unquote, unchanged? I'm sure he'll reference economia. And then we've got the ancient Byzantine liturgy, question mark, for the rest of the video. What do you guys think, y'all? One in the chat, watch it, some of it. Two's in the chat, skip it. What do y'all think? Let me know. Should we even do it? should should I even do it? One in the chat, watch it. Two in the chat, skip it. Because this is pretty rough. We're seeing a lot of ones. Seeing a lot a lot of ones. I'll give it a little bit because somebody said 23. All right, that's all right. I appreciate the effort. A for effort, brother. All right, everybody wants to watch it. Fine, guys, fine. Jeez, I was trying to get out. I was trying to get out of it. Damn it. All right.
Just recently did. He's an Eastern Orthodox abbot. It's called Leave Rome and Come Home. I have a link to it there in the show notes. I want to review it. It's only 8 minutes long, very, very short. Yeah, it's really an incredible video, as we're going to see here in a moment. It really doesn't contain any kind of theological argumentation against Catholicism, save for maybe one.
Probably because he doesn't need to, because like there's so many people doing it. There's so many people just absolutely annihilating your very, piss poor theology. Pardon me, I'm sorry. I should be much more charitable. You're mistaken, deceived. I don't know. I'm not very good at being charitable, guys. I'm trying.
Minimal attempt at engaging Catholicism doctrinally. It's mostly mudslinging, low
He's a
blows.
nice old monk. He's not Jay Dyer. He's not an apologist. He's a nice old monk that helps people. He's an abbot of a monastery, dude. He's not involved in Twitter flame wars like you. You're gonna sit here and critique Abbot Trifon for his video that wasn't even made to critique Catholicism. He's sharing a story. It's just low blow, dude. It's a low blow.
Um,
It'd be like if I went, right, and got a video of your mom, assuming your mother's like Roman Catholic, and I was like, I'm gonna BTFO the Catholics, bro. Let me critique your nice old mom. You know? Like let me find a home video of your mom telling why she's Catholic, and I'm just gonna rip it apart. Your arguments are really weak, Mrs. Lofton.
Trifon effectively capitalizing and cashing in on scandals in Catholicism while ignoring scandals within Orthodoxy and somehow using that as a standard to put forward the very worn out, tired, apologetic argument that Eastern Orthodox online are still putting forward, which I have no idea why they're still putting it forward, but the claim that the Orthodox Church has never changed. It's been the same from day one.
That's right. That's right. Our theology never changed. Our dogma never changed. We still celebrate the same exact. We still maintain and preserve the same faith that was revealed to us by our Lord. That's what orthodoxy is. We never see. This is something that anybody learns in catechesis, right? There's the big T tradition and there's the little T tradition. There's the big stuff that really matter, that cannot be changed. That is what being Orthodox is about, preserving and protecting the faith. Then there's the little stuff, the stuff for kids like you, putting candies in your shoes on Christmas, decorating the tree, you know, doing stuff like that. The stuff for kids and for large adults, like really large, big, large adults like you.
Come to the Orthodox Church where nothing has ever changed. And you think, oh, that's being overly simplistic. He doesn't actually say that. Actually, he does.
Actually, he does.
Actually, he does.
Yep.
Which is why it's like, yeah, that one's burnt out. Like it reminds me of when some Catholic apologists were doing this, right? Back in the 90s.
But they can't because they literally believe in a progressive theology. They literally believe in changing with the times. We don't. We're opposed to the world. We're opposed to the spirit of the age. All of our all of our saints, all of our church fathers, we're all in agreement on this one, dude. We don't have a progressive theology. We don't have something that feels we need to adapt and change with the world and stay relevant. We got to stay relevant. We got to keep up with the kids, keep up with the times. We don't do that.
The Catholic Church has never changed. Come home to Rome. It's never changed. Stop. Just stop.
Just stall.
Now, sure, there's a grain of truth. Have we preserved the substance of the faith, the deposit of faith? That hasn't changed. Yeah, yeah. But obviously, there's all kinds of changes in the Catholic Church, and they're not necessarily bad. Change isn't necessarily bad.
Sure, the clown masses, those aren't bad, you know. Women preaching, you know, that's not bad, you know. Gay marriage, that's not bad, you know. Celebrating services with Muslims and, you know, Protestants and basically anybody who's willing to come and kiss the Pope's ring, that's not bad. That's fine. It's cool. None of it's bad. It's all good because the Pope gave the thumbs up.
Depends on what kind of change we're talking about. Well, the kinds of changes that St. Vincent of Lawrence would describe are acceptable. Yes, those are good. The ones that he would condemn as bad, yes, those are bad. Um, anyways, it's just curious to see Orthodox actually still putting this forward as if people are still buying it. I guess maybe there are some Protestants out there who don't really know church history and are buying it whenever they see somebody say, yeah, come to Orthodoxy where the church has never changed. And look at Rome, how much it's changed.
Okay, this is just semantics, dude. It's just semantics. Instead of like doing these semantical games where you dance around the issue, why don't you just lay it out real simple and easy? Like obviously there's things that change, small t traditions that develop, right? Obviously. We have TVs and stuff now. We got, you know, gas powered ovens and stuff. Things change. Things don't change about our dogma. Things don't change about our faith. We have the ancient faith that was given to us by Christ, the faith that established the universe. It doesn't ever change. It doesn't have to change. God doesn't change. Pretty obvious, right? Pretty basic. It's almost like logically, like, you know, it would make sense if you're a Christian. It's almost like your theology makes no sense, is incoherent, is completely just idiotic.
Changed its liturgy. And so come home to Orthodoxy and not to Rome
Right.
because we're
Because Rome was founded on forgeries, lies, heresy.
the church of the first century. We're ancient. We haven't changed anything.
Yes. Right. Thank you so much. We could end it right there, right? That was really good apologetics, brother. I mean, you could work on it. Maybe message our homeboy Chase Haggard. He's got you covered, right? He'll talk to you one on one and teach you how to do the apologetics much better than you did. But that's basically it, brother. Good job.
That might work with a Protestant who knows nothing about church history, but for people
But for a Roman Catholic who knows nothing about church history, that's not gonna work.
who know a little bit more than that or a step up from that, this isn't going to work. You're going to actually have to start doing some heavy lifting and address.
Right, like the fact that for the first, you know, for the first, for the in the beginning of church history, right, all the decisions were made via councils. But then the Romans, they say, no, the Bishop of Rome, he was in charge for sure. No, he was definitely in charge. Just check out these documents we got. Just found them under the bed. Just found them. Yo, guys, new apostles documents just dropped. Turns out Bishop of Rome, he's the boss. Better listen to him.
Addressing Catholic arguments, which we're not going to get from Abbot Tryphon. It's very, unfortunately, it's that anti-intellectual side that you find among Orthodox, and not
Oh, okay. So Orthodox, anti-intellectual, Roman Catholic, very intellectual. Right, right. Except that's not our experience at all over here, is it, guys? Have you noticed an anti-intellectualism? Well, maybe on my channel, right? But in the fast boy circle of the Orthodox, I haven't seen any anti-intellectualism going on.
not that all Orthodox are anti-intellectual, historically or even presently. There are some that historically and even
Some.
presently are not anti-intellectual,
There are
but then
some.
you'll find the kind that are this way.
And what's the
So
point?
I want to review it. He focuses, as you can imagine, mostly on the liturgy. I want to share my screen, and I'm not getting into Tryphon's issues here with ancient faith ministries and what all happened there and what's going on with the Montanica conference and stuff like that. I'm not getting into all that. You can go read about it at your own leisure. I have a link to this article there in the show notes. Go and read it. You can
Because
also
you don't know what you're talking about, because you have no leg to stand on, and because I mean, honestly, that hasn't stopped you yet, so maybe that's not it.
Read Tryphon's response to ancient
Maybe you just got a date with a cheeseburger you want to get to.
faith radio and ancient faith ministries and why everything went down the way that it did. I'm not that's not the purpose of this. I know there's people are going to ask me, "Hey, well, will you comment on it?" Just go and read it. You know, that's all I'm going to say about that. Let's actually look at the video itself. Again, this is leave Rome and come home. No attempt to poach converts there. All right, let's
Moon, no, it's not. I mean, it's not. I'm not. Nobody's attacking it. Like I said, before, like just because somebody's on AFR, that doesn't make them bad. We were talking specifically, and Jay was talking specifically about how Damick has promoted people that support the LGBTQ, subversion of orthodoxy, and that's not cool, right? But there are plenty of great folks that have done stuff. I know people really like the Lord of Spirits podcast over there. I'm not super familiar with AFR, other than all that stuff that went down. But no, we definitely would not say that there's anything wrong with him doing that. It's a platform that has viewers and audiences, So anybody who's promoting the faith, like, glory to God, right? Just like we were saying, it's not a competition. Glory to God for anybody promoting the ancient faith.
Let's watch it together. Let me make sure to enable audio though. Let's see here. All right, let's see what he has in store for us. Let's find out why we Catholics need to leave Rome, come home to Eastern Orthodoxy, even though we already have Orthodoxy within communion with Rome. It's called Eastern Catholicism. So why would I leave Eastern Catholicism? And
Yeah, Theoria Zone, dude, for real, man. Somebody's got to stop him. Somebody's got to stand up to this nonsense. Thank goodness we have this warrior for truth, Michael Lofton, here. We're all Loftonites now, brother. We're all going to Rome. Get your that fancy hat that the Pope wears. Get that. We're all going to Rome, brother.
lose communion with the Pope by as an Eastern Catholic leaving for Eastern Orthodoxy, I lose something. I don't gain anything. Everything that Eastern Orthodoxy has to offer me, I already have in Eastern Catholicism. Everything, I already have it. I also have something extra with Rome, and that is communion with the papacy. That is essential, as we're going to see towards the end. I'm going to show why Abbot Tryphon needs to listen to councils and be reconciled to Rome. He says, leave Rome and
Which councils? Your councils?
come home. I'm going to say, listen to your councils and be reconciled to Rome.
Oh, so you're going to give some BS interpretation of the council that you and your papists follow, and not actually the historical, like the way that the church has explained it.
You'll see why here.
Got it.
In a little bit. But let's first watch his video.
I've had a number of individuals who have been visiting the monastery who are Roman Catholic and are having second thoughts about whether they want to continue in that church.
And you know what? With as many voices as there are in Catholicism who are constantly mudslinging against Pope Francis and saying that the church is now basically taken over by the Antichrist, and Catholic voices out there who are constantly criticizing the Pope in the magisterium and councils, I can imagine why some people are saying, yeah, maybe I need to look into some other things.
Yeah, maybe we should go to the actual original church that's maintained the faith throughout the entirety of its history, and the gates of hell have never prevailed over it and never will. Maybe we should go there instead of going to somewhere that was founded on heresy, lies, forgery.
I can also imagine why there's a lot of Orthodox who say, yeah, I'm not so sure about coming to Rome. Listen to you guys. I know an Orthodox priest who has serious difficulty with considering Catholicism. Why? Because he listens to radical traditionalist Catholics talk.
This is disgusting, dude. This is literally, it just turns my stomach. It's disgusting.
About the Pope all the time. No wonder. Okay, let's continue.
One person told me that it was hard to believe that they were receiving the body and blood of Christ when they went to Mass, given the fact that everything moved so quickly and the service had been so streamlined and shortened that they felt like all the mystery of the Mass had disappeared, and that it was more like
Wow. So that makes them doubt the real presence of Christ because it's been streamlined and shortened. Wow.
No, it makes it no. No. The fact that you broke off from the body of Christ makes people doubt the presence of Christ in your Eucharist. The fact that you are a schismatic church founded on forgeries, lies, and heresy makes people doubt the real presence.
Oh,
Again, Abbot Trifon, kindly old monk. He's not in your Twitter flame wars, bro.
I guess they don't realize how much the liturgies in Eastern Orthodoxy have been streamlined.
No, actually, there's no question about it. We got different liturgies. Got the liturgy of Saint Basil, right? Got a bunch of different liturgies. Nobody's confused. Nobody. No Orthodox person is confused about what liturgies we practice because we practice all sorts of different liturgies. We got a bunch of them. Every church practices different ones. We got hierarchical liturgies, got all sorts of stuff. The faith hasn't changed.
And shortened. Does that mean somehow they lack the real presence? No, not at all.
No, because we never broke off from the body of Christ. There's one body of Christ, Lofton. Not a bunch of different ones spread out all over the place. There's one. It's unified. That's the nature of being Catholic. That's what the word Catholic means.
Is there a legitimate critique where we could say maybe it shouldn't be shortened so much in the Roman liturgy? Maybe things should be a little bit more expanded? Sure. But should that make one doubt sacramental validity? Sounds like Donatism. It sounds like
It actually doesn't. It sounds like if you break off from the church, you're not in the church anymore. That's not Donatism. Your church isn't in the church, dude. Your church is apostate church. That's not Donatism. The church has always been very clear about heretics and about apostates. There's no confusion here.
there's an implicit embracing of the heresy of Donatism here.
Absolutely not. That's slander. That's a sin. You just lied. You just lied about a monk, dude.
Not exactly sure how that impacts the validity of the sacrament.
You just said he implicitly, what did he say? Implicitly supported Donatism. You know, I'm paraphrasing here because I can't remember his exact words, but he literally just accused Abbot Trifon of promoting Donatism. That's false.
But okay.
A communal time together, everybody standing around singing hymns that were, recently composed, and happy hymns. And
Okay, hymns that were recently composed. You know, the hymns that exist in Eastern Orthodox liturgies were at one point recently composed. So this is a really odd.
Yeah, it's not that odd when you have your little your electric guitar mass and your clown mass and your rainbow flags hanging in your quote unquote church. That's not that odd of a comparison to make because like you talk about different hymns that were recent. It's not the point, dude.
Argument for him to
He
repeat.
didn't make this video for you. Like he's not making this video to convince you. This isn't some hard hitting like he's not like constructing some solid argument. It's just like me. Like when I do, my videos, I'm not constructing like hardcore arguments trying to prove it to these people that, are Roman Catholics or whatever. I'm just sharing my opinion, talking, trying to encourage other Orthodox people and choirs and stuff, sharing my opinion, trying to entertain, trying to support each other. It's not the same thing as if somebody like Jay Dyer or David Patrick Harry come out and they come out with solid, arguments and positions that they work on, that they make sure are airtight. That's a whole different thing. And instead of ever addressing those arguments, you go to a kindly old monk and you start trying to poke holes in him. It's really pathetic, dude. Pick on someone your own size. I know it's hard. It's hard to find somebody your own size, but try.
Here, not exactly sure why, since it can't really consistently be upheld for the Orthodox position. There's also hymns in Eastern Orthodoxy that are recently composed, so I don't see how that's necessarily a critique of the Roman liturgy. Also, a communal meal, emphasis on a communal meal. That's interesting, given the fact that the original context of the Eucharist was in a communal meal. It's called the agape feast. The original context of the Eucharistic sacrifice.
Okay, so basically this video is going to be you making a bunch of bad arguments.
Homily. It just means that sometimes you have priests who are deficient. That exists in Eastern Orthodoxy.
All right. Well, well. Oh man, dude. Oh man, let me check, make sure I'm not missing any super chats. I don't know how much more of this I got, y'all. I don't know how much more of this I got in me, dude. I'm struggling here. I'm struggling. It's hard. I'm a victim, guys. I'm a victim. I'm a victim of Michael Lofton. And now I know why I've never watched a single thing this guy's made. All right. Well, I'll go back through and give a second thanks to all of our super chats. We don't got any new ones. We got the $10 from Jason Scholl, $2 from Amy. Thank you so much, Amtown. Thank you so much, Jason. Jethro sent in 10, and our homie Soulboy Whiteboard sent in 10. That's solid, dude. That's 10, 20, $32. Let's go. That's awesome, dude. You guys rock. Thank you so much. I'm gonna keep going just a little bit, but I'm just saying I'm getting close to tapping out here.
Orthodoxy, just as it does in Catholicism. So to even bring this up as an antidote or an anecdote, somehow to prove why people are coming to Orthodoxy, well,
Yeah, Amptown. That's what we do. That's what we do over here. That's what Jay Dyer's taught us all to do. We dox people. Everybody knows your name's Amy now. I'm sorry.
consistent. What happens when people find this kind of stuff in Orthodoxy? What are you going to tell them then? You're going to say, oh no, well, that priest is just wrong. You know, sometimes you have people who teach heresy. That doesn't mean we're not the true church. Oh, but wait, that's okay for you to use, but you won't use it for the Catholics?
Because, well, we're actually the Catholics. No, we won't use it for Rome because Rome is a schismatic church. They apostatized. They're no longer in the body of Christ. So it doesn't actually apply. That's a different thing.
Why won't you advise that to your Catholic inquirers when they come to you with these kind of grievances that you know are low blows and you know you're not being consistent? Tell them, hey, that's not a good reason to come to Eastern Orthodoxy.
I would love to see him do that, right? If he would actually honestly go through my video and respond to the things I say, he's not going to do that. He might make a hit piece about me. You know, good luck. I mean, you do a good job, I'll go, good, you did a good job, but he's not going to. He's not going to direct traffic to this video because I point out everything that's wrong with what he's saying. You know, he's welcome to come on. You want to come on? Why don't you come on? We'll do a debate, not me. I'll orchestrate the debate. You and Jay can have a debate. Go for it.
That's not a good reason to question Catholicism, because again, you don't believe it's a good reason to question Orthodoxy. Be fair here. Use equal measures. It's an abomination, according to Scripture in the book of Proverbs, to use unequal weights. Oh, well, this is a defeater for you guys, but it's not a defeater for us when it happens to us.
I mean, the depth that the Roman Catholic Church had at one time.
So this person was concerned about the liturgy's lack of depth that the church at one point had. Of course, I think that some people could criticize some aspects of Orthodoxy in the same way, but I would also say that sure, could some things be improved in the Roman Rite? Absolutely. But you also realize in the preconciliar period, there were priests who were rushing through the Latin liturgy in a way that, you know, maybe it took maybe 20 minutes to do the liturgy.
See, but you're not actually addressing any of the actual problems with Rome. You're not actually addressing any of the actual reasons why we're not Roman Catholic. What you're doing is you're just sort of talking forever about little things that this kindly old monk is saying, and it's just brutal to listen
Fumbling over
to,
the
dude.
Latin, which many people didn't even understand, and rushing through the service just to kind of get it over with. So I think that one is kind of overly idealizing things in the preconciliar period and contrasting it with grievances that they have in the postconciliar period.
One of the beautiful things about being Orthodox that I discovered early on as a convert was that the Orthodox Church is the only Christian faith that can claim to be virtually unchanged from the early first centuries of the church.
Notice how he said the faith, Lofton, the faith, not the actual traditions, the small little t traditions, the cultural traditions, the faith, dude.
See, this is what...
See, like, you know, when Rome added the filioque, they literally changed the faith. They literally changed the theology. When Rome added papal infallibility, they literally changed the faith. They literally changed the theology. When Rome started pushing ecumenism, they changed the faith. They changed the theology. They innovated. They were progressive. That's the point, not the little t traditions. What is so hard to get Is it really that difficult to understand? It's not. That's why you're scared. That's why you refuse to actually have a dialogue with anybody that wants to ask you these questions, because you're terrified. You just want to sit up there and make your little ad revenue YouTube money attacking kindly old monks and talented, effective apologists online. Good luck, bro. May the Lord have mercy on you and all of us. Tatiana, good to see you, sister. It's so low to go after such a loving priest. I know. He's everybody's favorite. Everybody loves Abbot Trifon. And it's just sad. It's scummy, as Slowboy says. It's scummy, it's sad. Right. McKees, bro. McKees. Ugh. Y'all, I think we done about enough of this. This is 2 hours and 22 minutes. I'm getting tired. I'm getting wore out here. Hopefully this will be the last time I ever have to look at this guy's stuff again. But it was fun. It was fun. I hope it was entertaining. I hope it's fun to watch me get all angry. I don't know how fun it is, but if you guys like it, then I appreciate it. And I appreciate all you guys supporting the channel and supporting the work. And anybody watching this after the fact, if you want to send in a tip, if you like the video and you feel called to support, I would really appreciate it. And I thank everybody who has. And for anybody who wasn't here earlier, Father John Whiteford, June 25th, coming on the channel. Father McHale from Living Orthodox, coming on soon. Haven't gotten the date set in stone yet, but that's going to happen. What else? If you guys missed it, we did a video with Kyle from Orthocast Dyer Clips. Go check that out. That was awesome. He also did a clip on his channel, Kyle, of that video. That was awesome, dude. It's so good. The guy's so good at editing. Check that out. Subscribe to EPL Clips, our Clips channel run by our homegirl Slowboy Whiteboard. What else? Subscribe to the Rumble channel. Help our Rumble channel out. And shoot, man. I may be wrong, but I'm infallible. Exactly, dude. It's almost like getting a PhD makes you grow scales over your eyes. You just can't admit truth because your paycheck will dry up. Same deal with the coof pushers. Right, exactly. Well, y'all, we laughed, we cried, we wanted to jump into bury our heads in the dirt and never get out, but we made it through it, made it through the end, and I only lost a couple of brain cells, so I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be all right. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Much love. God bless, and until next time, Lil Ewok signing off. Go to church. Peace out, homies.